try to make me a co-host and see if I can go? I don't mind doing it.
Yeah. Participants. Okay, yeah, see you. I mean, I see your name. Mute participants, chat, share screen, pause, stop recording, reactions. I don't know if I can do that. I don't want to go back to where I set up the meeting because last time I did that, I lost everything. And I don't want to shut it down and then turn around and flip it. You understand what I'm saying?
It looks like you're recording now already, though.
Yeah, I am recording. Tell everybody hello.
Hi, everybody.
We don't know if so you can be seen.
Peace, everybody.
Hey Tim, you're a millennial, kinda. How do you, prolific? How does Ngoma make me a co-host so we can go live to Facebook? We're having trouble going live to Facebook from his page.
Peace, everyone. Peace, Baba.
Peace.
So in the Zoom panel, when you press participants, you'll see on the right pane, if you highlight Jessica's name, there will be a drop down. It'll highlight blue and it will say more.
Wait a minute.
Yep.
I'm clicking on participants, says 26, but
Yeah, I talk to young people, damn it.
Right on.
Yeah, my students would highly disagree with your classification.
It's not telling me who the participants are. It just says participants.
Yeah. If you,
Oh, okay. I see you now. Okay.
Yep. And then you can scroll down to Jessica's name.
Okay.
When you highlight her, there'll be a little blue panel that'll come up that says more.
Yeah, I see that.
So when you press that, it gives you a small drop down.
Uh-huh.
And then you can hit where it says make co-host.
It says make host, but doesn't say make co-host, but I'll do that.
That might be the account difference.
Okay. Hey Jessica, if you're willing to hang out while we do all of this, I'll make you the host, and that'll make it really simple.
That's fine. I don't mind doing it.
All right, let's do that. Change host. Okay, so you're now the host. Okay. So,
Yep, I'm gonna see how I can go live.
okay, cool. Can you hand me my hat?
Sam, talk me through the live thing. What do I gotta do? Do you know?
Without rolling over me.
The live thing is the only thing that I haven't done. I was going to ask if my big brother Ty has done the Zoom live.
Mahogany's done it. Let's see.
Oh, Mo, what's up?
What's up, Mo? Okay, Jessica's the host now anyway, so she's the one that sees who's coming in and stuff.
Yep.
Yep.
Greetings, fam. This is Rima. I want to help you out a bit.
Yeah, what's up, Wilma?
Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to be here. I just wanted to say, if you're a host, Jessica, you should be able to go down to the bottom of your panel, and on the far right side, it should have go live. The only thing that I'm concerned about is if you didn't set it up before, like in the meeting setup to go live, it may not be there.
It's not there.
If you don't see it all the way on the right side, then it might not have been set up in the initial setup for the meeting.
Got you. No, it says record and reactions. That's my last thing I got.
Yeah, that's where it should be.
Okay, so I think we then go with the part 2 is that we record it, and then Ngoma, you make a announcement on your page that we're recording, but you'll be sharing it maybe tomorrow night.
Okay, that's cool.
You can go back to being the host of this.
Oh, okay. Now, how do I do that again? Let's see. Go back to participants and click on whatever this is.
Now, Jessica, if you're the host, you can make him the host.
Okay, I'm the host now.
Done. I did it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So let's get kicking. Thank you all for being here. It's good to see everybody. We're gonna do this little tribute to Amiri. I think I'm gonna open it up with a couple of pieces, and then I'm gonna put people on. Is that good with y'all? Is anybody in a big hurry?
You taking the point. We following your lead.
Sounds good.
Let's roll. Oh, great.
I do do my presentation, will you allow Adolphus Makos, who's on the screen? He's my presenter. He's in the room with me. So when
Okay.
switch to him, Adolphus Makos.
That's me. Right here.
Okay.
I can't get any.
You James iPad? That's can I let you in yet? I can't tell. Oh, wait a minute. I saw your name. I see you. Why, oh, why? Oh, yeah, I see you. Okay. Okay, you on. You're not muted now. Are you on? You hear me talk? Adolphus?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I can hear you too, so we're good.
Well, we need the presenter allow presentations from attendees. Is that a setting that you can change?
Well, Plunky's there. All I got to do is click on him and then unmute. He's muted now. Well, he's not muted actually. Yeah, chat, pin.
I do. Let Adolphus take over for me.
Oh.
Let him be a presenter.
All right, let me see how I do that. Stop video,
It's a
make post,
disabled
allow, rename, put in waiting room, remove, stop video, spotlight video. You in the spotlight.
Say it again, Adolphus.
Can you enable screen sharing, attendee screen sharing?
Security, participants, share screen.
Enable
Yeah.
the host. We'll have to do it. Are you the host?
No, I'm still the host. I didn't go nowhere. It said share screen. I thought you were in. Recording, turn on register sound. You're using enhanced blah blah blah. If I click on you, what happens? What happened? More. Chat, stop video, spotlight, make host, make rename, allow record. Okay. Put it in record. All right.
Whatever did we do without that? Just full screen.
That's allowing you to record.
Oh.
See, Ty.
So if you under meeting settings, it's allow participants to share screen. That's the one you're looking for.
Yes. I might have to turn that on.
Okay, I'm on.
That's Plunky Bunch.
Chat. 7 messages.
I haven't seen Plunky Bunch since.
Who's just calling me?
No. I was thinking, Mr. Baba Plunky.
What's up, man?
You came up for the
Yeah, we on. Get on. Just get on. I sent you the link. Yeah, look on in your messenger on Facebook.
I got to tell Patrick to
All
get
right.
on here.
All right.
What browser
Yes,
are you on?
definitely.
Safari?
No, I'm on Firefox.
Okay.
Hey, look, I'm just gonna run with this because I don't want to take up the whole night doing the tech stuff.
Right.
If that's cool with y'all, so we're gonna hit it, kick it.
Yeah. It says go live.
Try it.
Huh?
Try it.
It'll be on my page, not on yours.
Go to your page and try it.
It won't show up on yours.
Okay, I can't. So what do you want me to do?
You have to go on your page.
Well, I can't get off here to go on my page. A poem for my Egun. In the Yoruba culture, an Egun is an ancestor. Now, we know everyone passes, but we're not just talking about everybody. A poem. Oh, shoot. For my Egun. Really? We're having fun here. Sorry, yo. Tell you what the problem is. Too much stuff here on my feet. In the Yoruba culture, we honor our ancestors not just because they passed, but because they made significant contributions during their lifetime. So I thought to open this, I'd be remiss if I didn't do this poem for my Egun. For Pauline and James, Carrie and Linwood, Celestine and Herman. Tonight for Amiri Baraka. For nameless Egun lost in the middle passage, strange fruit from Dixie's trees. Memory whiplash in the name of Jesus. You will never be forgotten. Pickers of tobacco and cotton. Ditch diggers, gardeners, field hands and bricklayers. Carpenters and dishwashers. Waitresses and chambermaids. Hospital orderlies and workers with no unions. Victims of 21st century slavery. For the homeless, the hungry, and the dispossessed. Begging on subways, sleeping on sidewalks, chained and locked up. For new African freedom fighters locked down behind the wall, never to see the light of day. For the down-pressed with no redress. For the jelly and the griot. For the invisible ones. For the sons and daughters of Africa, Haiti, Cuba, Brazil, Puerto Rico, and every port the slave ship landed. Fear not, I chant this incantation for you. O Eshu, O Batala, Oshun, Ifa, Shango, Ogun, Oya, Yamoya. Please carry these prayers to Olodumare. We bring snail and she-goat, pigeons, rooster, guinea fowl and yam, palm oil, sugarcane, lamb and rum, never forgetting where we've come from. We bring catfish, honey and salt, bitter cola, shea butter and gin. We fling pennies into the wind. We pray this oppression will end. We come to take a stand and free the land. United and without fear, we come to take back what is ours. We come for the future. We won't forget the past. There's a trail of bones in the Atlantic deep. We come demanding retribution, for Ifa never sleeps. Never sleeps. Never sleeps. Yeah. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom over me. And before I be a slave, I'll be married in my grave. And I fight for the right to be free. Where I come from. I come from back of the bus and colored water fountains. I come from segregated toilets and no niggas or dogs allowed. I come from segregated and unequal schools with hand-me-down books. I come from sit up in the balcony. I come from you can't buy a house in this neighborhood. I come from you can't eat at this lunch counter. I come from go around the back to get your food. I come from picket lines, bus boycotts, and fire hoses. I come from freedom rides, freedom songs, and jail cells. I come from we've been buked and we've been scorned. I come from we shall overcome. I come from black fish raised high, little Bobby Hutton, Fred Hampton, and George Jackson. I come from street fighting and rebellion, San Quentin and Attica, Black Panthers and free breakfast programs. I come from runaway slaves. I come from Amiri Baraka, Simba Wachunga, and Watu Wazuri. I come from poor libations on ancestors' graves. I come from the struggle to be free, to be free, to be free, 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 free.
And before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave. And I fight for the right to be free.
Now.
Oh, freedom.
Are you ready?
Oh, freedom.
We call the warriors. We conjured up some dead people in the purple of midnight last night. Not just any old dead folk, but ancestors. The Asamafo, the Egungun, the good ones. The ones that didn't just die, but lived a legacy. Everybody dies, but not everybody makes a difference. We laid out one big old feast to give them the strength and the inclination to talk. We invoked their wisdom, asked for their guidance. You know the Egun, the ones who we stand with and who stand with us when times are hot, hard, and steep. We call the warriors, from Africa to America to the Caribbean. Thutmose III, Askia Toure, Shaka Zulu, Thomas Sankara, Queen Bazal Tarunku, Amina Zal, the Hidden Queen, Mamusa Tatiana Nyabingi, Nanny of the Maroons in Jamaica, Bookman Duddy, Mackendal, Toussaint Louverture, Celestine, Harriet Tubman, Gabriel Prosser, Nat as in Turner, Fannie Lou Hamer, Martin as in King, Malcolm as in El Haj Malik El Shabazz, Amiri Baraka. Yeah, we called the warriors to the feast. We made a beau ege in the ancient tradition just as our Asamanfo did. The blood of fresh killed lamb, goat, and chicken, white African yam, and palm oil, groundnut stew and fufu with plenty pepper, beer, gin, and a machete. We told them we were under attack, that our women, mothers, and grown men were being cut down like soldiers on the battlefield in an undeclared war. We told them our children being slaughtered like chickens by policemen, judges, and vigilantes. We poured libation and cried out. We threw the cola, and they said, Ejife, yes, we have heard. Ejife, yes, we will help you. Ejife, yes, we will put a stop to this massacre. We sighed in hope. You have been warned. The warriors have been summoned. Ashe.
Yeah. So what a better way to start off this this program for Amiri. We lived through Amiri. He has inspired us all. My personal experiences with being a part of the Committee for Unified Newark for about 4 years. So we did a lot of work together, a lot of theater, a lot of music, a lot of real get down, bare knuckle struggle in the streets of the new arc in these yet to be United States of America. I'm glad to see all of y'all. And like I said, I don't have a real program. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can catch up with somebody right quick that's on here. Flunky, can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, are you ready?
I am. Let me do my little thing. My plan is to play a little bit, a tribute to Amiri Baraka. Here we go. And then I'm going to show a video. I don't know how that'll come out. If it's not coming out, we'll cut that short. But here we go.
Cool.
To Amiri, the avant-garde priest and poet. Who documented the music, giving us black music, black fire, black magic. It's nation time. A black mass, blues people. The new art. New music defined. I come from the line of Tulani Davis, Intozaki Shange, Jessica Hagedorn, Ngoma, The Last Poets, Felipe Luciano, Guyland Kane, David, Abiodun, Gil Scott Heron. Free bop now, conscious hip hop now, conscious hip hop now.
Turn it up.
Just like the sunrise at the break of day, we're moving forward with no delay. No more listening to those who tell us to shut up. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, but today is our time to rise up. There's no other like this. We can live out our dreams. I need to go on the horizon, like a phoenix to a rise. Rise up into the skies, speak up, rise up, ass on rise. Is this, mobilize, gotta commit to all of that. Be positive in how you live, cause you got so much more to give. I clean that rise to the top. Get up, stand up, never stop, never stop, never stop, never stop. Just be alive. You can see it, right? You can see just what you believe. To be all you want to be, know that you can. Go where you want, you need to have a plan. And not only have one, follow it, ride, swallow it. When you fly, aim high. Don't worry about the landing. You'll succeed beyond your understanding. On your way, you'll carry a load. Be the wizard at the end of the road. To have peace, fight the good fight. To find love, soar to higher heights. And put you up high enough. big, but you too small. You shoot the best of it all.
Peace, brothers and sisters, peace. Peace. We rise. We rise. We rise.
You're muted, Ngoma.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, give some love for Plunky, my homie, all the way from Richmond, Virginia. We've been doing stuff together for decades and decades, and we go on and on. And
Big Plunky.
yeah, glad to have him.
What's up, Danger Mouse?
What's up, Tilam? Mariposa. Dune, you ready?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. We're going to hear from Abio Dune, one of the fathers of the Black Arts Movement. Amiri Baraka was the father of the Black Arts Movement, but, you know,
well,
Dune is one of his offsprings, like me.
Well, before I get started, I'd like to say that Amiri was actually the mentor for the Last Poets.
Yep.
Because before Amiri Baraka, you know, poetry was kind of quiet in Ngoma.
Yeah, right.
You know, you go to like poetry readings, and they be sipping on tea and eating crumpets, and everybody be saying, shh, shh. You know, you have to really be quiet, tiptoe around. And what Amiri did is that he took the gloves off. He put brass knuckles on the words and punched you directly in the face. So poetry became a rallying cry. It got rowdy, it got loud, and actually became an inspiration for a movement. So the poets were like members of the vanguard. So this, just before Amiri checked out, he was supposed to do the introduction to my book. My first book of poetry is called Branches of the Tree of Life. And he and I were in close concert before he went to the hospital, because I kept on trying to get out to New York to get him to do the introduction. And he called me and said, listen, don't come out here today because I have to go to the hospital for a procedure. And I'll see you on Monday and I'll do the introduction for you. Just come over to the house. So if somebody tells you they're going to the hospital for a procedure, that doesn't sound very serious. So of course I was looking forward to seeing him on that Monday. But as we know now, when he went in for the procedure, they found out that he had pneumonia, and pneumonia took him out, and he's no longer with us. So that procedure was a lot more than just a procedure. It was actually a passageway into the next dimension. But in honor of Amiri, the first poem in my book is dedicated to Amiri Baraka. And I also told the story of the fact that he was initially supposed to be the person to write the introduction, because he was my literary father in terms of my understanding of what Black poetry is.
What?
Did you send me the link?
For Amiri, we be because he was.
Give me your phone. Go to my page.
I'm on your page.
Are you ready? You ready?
You gotta mute. Yeah, mute your phone.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Damn clear.
All right. We be because he was. We be Black poets, punching America in her face with Black power, strapped with the weapons of our ancestors, hurling balls of fire from rooftops at this white thing that stands in the doorway of our freedom, with blood dripping from her mouth, from eating our young ones whole. We be was the blue note that made jazz live, the bebop that stepped on sheet music, the painting of a kente cloth landscape of African people who know they is cool, walking through flames of injustice. We be because he was. We be the language turned inside out, outside in, kicking verbs in the ass, making pronouns the subject of conversations, with razor blades on our tongues and silver bullets for words, shooting America's lies in the heart, resurrecting the truth with our pens. We be because he was, black mass, creating white maggots that prey on our freshness, rotting our morals, gnawing at the sweetness of our soul's marrow, leaving us bitter to our own tastes and dumb as to how beautiful we supposed to be. We be because he was a giant in a humble body with a street swagger and an all-knowing smile. Can nobody outdo us but us? Can nobody hurt us but us? Because we be bad, slapping high five on the face of your God, while angels sing harmony on how we be because he was. Dedicated
Yeah,
to
go some.
Shay. Thank you.
I'm sorry. Keep rolling.
Did you all hear that?
Yes.
Thank
Sing
you.
it. Thank you. I heard you. Did everybody hear him? Give some love for Doom. You got something else? If not,
No,
we'll.
that was it. Just
Okay. All right.
the fact, well, I'll tell this little story real quick. On the first album, which many people have purchased, the very first album called The Last Poets, there's a piece on there called Gash Man, which some of you might remember. And Gash Man was, I like to say, was written with the serious assistance of Amiri Baraka.
Okay.
I would go over to New York and sit at his feet to get all the information I could, because I felt like a fraud. I was raised in Queens. I didn't really know much about the Black Arts Movement, so I was getting information. So any chance that I got to go to Newark, I would go and hang out with Amiri. At the time, he had the Spirit House Movers and Players on High Street. And so I'd take my car over there. And in this particular case, we were going someplace and he was in the car. And I was draining him from every bit of knowledge he had. I was asking all kind of questions. And as you know, when you're talking to somebody, usually the person you're talking to, their eyes are on you and your eyes are on them. Well, I noticed Amiri's eyes weren't on me. And I'm trying to follow where his eyes are. So I looked and I noticed that his eyes were on a big butt sister walking down Broad Street.
I know that story.
And when I saw that he wasn't looking at me, but he was looking at this big butt sister, I took offense to that because I'm a young revolutionary. I want to get information. You ain't got no time to be looking at no sister while I'm asking you these questions. So he's looking at the sister, and he ain't paying me no mind. I said, you ain't no revolutionary. You a gash man. And when I said gash man, Amiri looked at me and he smiled with that little smile he gives you. And he said, man, you better use that. That's tough. If you don't use it, I'm gonna use it. And that's what the poem was born at that very moment.
All right. Thank you. Let's get a little female energy. We're gonna hear from Mariposa. You ready, Mariposa? Can you hear me? Can Mariposa hear me?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You ready?
1 second. One second.
All right.
I had to take the gum out of my mouth.
Mariposa.
What's up? Peace, familia, peace. It's so good to be here. And we got Ross Moshe in the house who's gonna open up just with a little intro with whatever instrument he's gonna use. So give it up for Ross.
What's up, Ross Moshe?
Peace. Mariposa.
Yeah.
I wanted to say that I love your name because I have a song that I wrote in Trinidad called Butterfly. And I did not know that Mariposa is butterfly in Spanish.
Indeed it is.
And then when I was in Senegal last year, and I went to a school called Papillon. And Mariposa and Papillon are the same. Papillon is butterfly in French. So I just want to say that I have a song that's very well known amongst kids who I work with named Butterfly, and I'm in love with the sound of Mariposa and Papillon. And I just wanted you to know that. Your name reeks of nothing but poetry.
Thank you, Abiyadun, and I love your name too. And that's right, it's Mariposa, which in Spanish means butterfly, because you know I'm butter and I'm fly. And I believe that my given name is Maria, but Mariposa speaks to me because I believe that we can transform our life condition, no matter what the circumstances. And butterflies are about freedom and rebirth. And so I want to open up just with a few words of Amiri's, and then Ras Moshe is going to bless us with some musical notes. We want a Black poem and a Black world.
Oh, yeah.
Let the world be a Black poem, and let all Black people speak this poem silently or loud. Amiri Baraka, 1969.
Yeah.
Remember it well.
Go Ras. Time for us all. Happy birthday, Amiri. Time for us all to face our demons, remove our masks. It's a matter of survival. Time for us all to confront our self-hate, self-destruction, and denial before it's too late. Because while we continue to feign, pretending everything's all right, those in power will continue to reign. So you might as well just let it hang, lest it continue to drain you of your essence. Surrender to self-love and the knowledge that the universe will support our complete liberation and the independence and the annihilation of our enemy's power over us. Because captivity is contrary to nature. In the universe, there ain't no boundaries. Every child was born to be free. Now let me explain to you Fanon's theory. As my tongue refuses to go weary, too much truth to tell, so let me tell it well. Boomerang gets thrown to us by the massa, the oppressor, subjector of all this madness, perpetrator of crimes against humanity, assassinator, weaver of poverty. Boomerang, it hits us, and we internalize all the pain which manifests into shame, so we lose our minds, forgetting our own names. Boomerang, it hits us, wrapping chain upon chain around our minds, and we internalize, we inhale all the lies, generation upon generation, breeding manifestation upon manifestation, producing an oppressive reality, barbed wire, lining our horizons, sons and daughters of Zion. And so we perfect the art of going insane, and we turn on each other like rats in a laboratory experiment gone right. Now hold tight, because just as the oppressed is about to self-destruct, just when you thought all was lost, boomerang turns back on the oppressor, head straight for the source, the ruling classes, the enslavers of the masses. So revolution needs to be about collective action and collective madness, and that's why we need to be going crazy. Thank you.
Hooray. Yes.
Thank you. I want to share a little story, just a quick story about the last time I got to hang out with Amiri, and I just really feel so blessed, just being able to be a part of the generation, you know, as a Yelder, a young elder, just gotta say a Yelder, to have had the blessing to know Amiri, to know Amina, to have known, you know, Pedro Pietri and so many others, Luis Reyes Rivera. But the last time I got to hang out with Amiri, it was actually with Luis, and we were up in UMass. Shaggy Flores had brought us up there, and we were riding back on the train, and we were talking about 9/11, and I was like, that, you know, who blew up America poem, like, you know, during a time when a lot of us were just, you know, kind of traumatized and being quiet, and I was just having a heart-to-heart with Amiri about, you know, how do we overcome fear, like the kind of fear that paralyzes us, never imagining that he experienced that too, because I just, you know, saw him as just so courageous, and he just let me know, like, I'm human too. And, you know, after writing that poem, you know, what he went through, you know, being stopped at the airport and being harassed and being, you know, just what this government does, and how we can't let that stop us, but not to feel ashamed, he told me, for feeling that, that we're all human, and that's a part of it. But being revolutionaries is about not being stopped by that. And so, that was a gift, and that memory of sharing that time with Amiri. I just wanted to share that.
Yeah. Thank you. Give us some love for
Thank you. Peace. Thank you.
Yeah. So let's see. We're gonna roll right along. Turn the sound off on this computer.
You got an echo in Ngoma.
Hold up a second. I'm on two computers, and one of them is okay. All right, we're good now. Okay. Talam, you ready? Hold up.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I can figure this out. We're gonna hear from Brother Talam AC, who's all the way in. Where you, Talam? These days.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Where you hanging it? Where you these days?
I'm in Los Angeles.
LA. All right.
Los Angeles. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll get into it for another plane go by or something. So story-wise, my parents were in Amiri Baraka's organization when I was born. So I was one of the children who was sort of born into Committee for Unified New York. I was one little kid running around while the adults were handling the business. So, you know, he we call him Mamu. He was like our spiritual leader. You know, he was a big deal for us. So I'll do two quick pieces. Since I've been calling, I haven't written a lyric. I mean, why should I when I can call upon spirits with rhythms and flows that dance like Africans who slaved on river plantations in the Belgian Congo, whose souls blaze more brilliant than Leopold's, and even tonight as new graves grow cold and chlorofluorocarbons warm up the globe they live like that deep-ass John Carpenter flick. I mean, can we agree that the Orisha still permeates Santeria? Can we agree that Bourdon has made itself at home in the Catholic Church? And if so, then when you see me amongst the leaves, don't think that I'm praying to the trees. I'm praying through the trees, just like this poetry is now playing through me. See, I am a vessel, but like the good ship Jesus, I float in the direction in which the actual Son of Man teaches. See, death is like a prison full of souls that had to surrender, but the inmates can still make things happen to you on the outside if you help to propagate their agenda. And tree roots, constellations, rivers, and streams, these are the evidence of things not seen. Think the Haitian Revolution was just Toussaint and Dessalines. Nah, that was the evidence of things not seen. They say superstition is the name that the ignorant give to their ignorance. And there must be a lot of superstition going around because cash has a spiritual significance with pyramids and acacia trees and signs and symbols of deities taken from our Kibbalan libraries and now permanently stored in the Vatican. And who am I? I'll be your operator, patching you into the infinite. If sex was death, we would be intimate, yet never reaching a climax, counting millenniums like days, intertwining my destiny with the stars like runaway slaves. You can trace my existence through drawings on caves, yet we submit to the same God. My job is to make you conscious of your subconscious, bring you to a new trance dance every time your mind gets aligned with parallel galaxies that the Pharisees could barely see, prepared to be taken to your ultimate destiny where your test will be to call me. So that's the first quick piece.
Yeah.
Could you hear me?
Yeah.
And we can hear you.
That's
Love
right.
it.
Right
Love it.
on. Oh, right on, beloved.
Mhm.
The second piece is also about 90 seconds, just like the first. So in the interest of time, I'll jump right into it. I'm happy to see everyone. Thanks to Baba and Ngoma for welcoming me. Respect to Abiel Dune and some of the elders who are on the feed. So I'll jump right into it and give you this 90 seconds so we have enough time so everybody could do their thing. What if this is God's work? What if real poets walk the earth and live lives fit for a prophet's birth, spreading ancient wisdom like the Coptic Church, and those that know what they're hearing know that they're hearing something special. And perhaps eventually a poet to be sent here just to bless you, test you in this world of lies. And if you feel your eyes cry, it's because they recognize it. What they're seeing is the truth. And the chills up your spine provide absolute proof that in this now, where politicians and clergy are proving themselves unworthy of your time, and television shows and music videos are proving themselves unworthy of your mind, don't be surprised to find that God is especially present in poetry dens, guiding poets' pens, and not just those men who pretend to be closer to God than you by making you ashamed of your sins when the lives that they've lived may not have been what God intends for your salvation. What if this is God's work? What if the creator realized that creation isn't perfect, but only wishes for us to worship sincerely, to not be hypocrites, but to really be concerned about our fellow man, to stand up against injustices falsely perpetuated in God's name in foreign lands? What if this is God's work? What if the poets are closer to Muhammad, Buddha, and Jesus than the preachers? I said, what if the poets are closer to Muhammad, Buddha, and Jesus than the preachers? I mean, think about it, y'all. Which of us are living closer to the streets and which of us are living closer to Caesar? Which of us are living high up on the hog and which of us are the poor righteous teachers? What if this is God's work? And if so, then poetry is sacred. So ye poets, be concerned. Would you step up on this stage with and be on your job? Because if this is God's work, then stealing from another poet is the same thing as stealing from God. And it's not about your use of sexuality or profanity. It's about whether you use your tools for ahs and oohs, or whether you use your tools to improve humanity. What if this is God's work? And I know blasphemers have hell to pay, so I wouldn't say anything in this Amiri tribute that I wouldn't be comfortable repeating on Judgment Day. What if this is God's work, y'all? Let us pray. All right, that's the piece. Thank y'all for listening.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite pieces.
What if?
Thank you.
Thank you, bro.
Give some love for him.
All right, T.
Yeah. Thank you. Jessica, you there?
Yeah, of course I'm here. What up, though?
You ready?
Yeah, I put my hat back on because my locks ain't done.
Watu waves Italiati. Black people are always ready.
I want to say, I'm ready. I just want to say, Ngoma, you're a revolutionary doing this Zoom stuff, man. I'm proud of you.
Thank
we
you.
all trying to figure this out. I just know Amiri be cussing this thing out, the Zoom shit. He'd be cussing it. He'd be having all kinds of poems anti-it. So, but yeah, shout out to my Baba Abiodun. I love you, Doon. I miss you. And to Craig Harris, I'm like a super fan. So just happy that Craig is here. And to all my peers who in Mariposa says you ain't no elder, you ain't no Yelder. Yelder's cute. I say I'll take Yelder. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, Craig. Okay, and I want to record with you, Craig. Call me. I've been saying that for like 15 years, I think.
I've been thinking about you.
Okay, well let's do it. Right. Okay.
I'm serious about that.
Okay. Well, you got my number. I'm gonna inbox you the number again. So revolutionary. So this is I got to spend some time with Amiri before he passed away in Atlanta, National Black Arts Festival. We shared a stage. And when he was in Detroit, right before that, he signed my copy of Razor. I actually was eyeballing it. It was under the table. He wasn't signing it. And I looked at it like, what you doing with that book? And he was like, you want it? So he signed it for me. And I just want to read this line from Revolutionary Art. Those artists who say their art has nothing to do with politics or society are simply retarded or winking at their own seduction as state and corporate prostitutes. So I'm a proud child of the Black Arts Movement. Without Amiri Baraka or Sonia Sanchez or the last poets, Gil Scott Heron, Intizaki Shange, and the list goes on, I would not be here. So I'm gonna, I guess I can read two, I don't know. But Damn Right's kind of long, but I figure it makes sense for me to read Damn Right. This is my fourth book. Amiri got to see my manuscript for Sunlight Through Bullet Holes.
Yeah, and, go for it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna read Damn Right. The death of my father at 69 reminds me that every new year is a kiss from God. Or maybe it's simply a reminder that catching bullets in our teeth are not just for comic book superheroes, that literary giants also battle against the monstrous heads of Bill and Connie and survive unscathed. Attention critics from nowhere. You might be forced to wear your spine to work today. Amiri Baraka is busy with a higher calling. Somebody gotta ask, who gonna be the messengers? Where is Sun Ra? Where are the Holy Ghosts, our prophets? Why do they call us hip hop or say we slam when we are your students, Baraka? The invisible ones, the spooks that knock down doors. We don't juggle or hopscotch or jump through fire, we write. We know your bright sons have plans for this morning. We know your daughters are reimagining the night. Others began writing our suicide letters for us a long time ago. Ignoring the young cultural revolutionaries, you taught us how to breathe inside the polluted cesspool of segregated libraries. In the name of Baraka, we dance, we teach, we tear down, we build up. We believe in the face of the faithless. We move for those who be stiff. We fly for those who be still. We have no choice. He created this fire. Who gonna keep it lit? Scholar with sword, master teacher with miracle as metaphor. Who gonna call the ignorant to their faces on national television? Who gonna make love inside the 8-bar blues? Here comes the heart, here comes our city, here comes the people. You don't have to explain your chakras, just breathe. Here comes Baraka, just breathe. Here comes Baraka. Damn right, here comes injustice. Damn right, here comes protest. Here comes the hat tail. Here comes the b-boy stance. Here comes freedom. Here comes peace. Who gonna spike the tea? Who gonna plant a poem and grow a life? Who gonna bring the scholars out their ivory tower prisons? Who gonna call a spade a king and out-joke the joker? Who gonna build the low-cool bombs with the world and our bookshelves dying a little more every day? Who gonna teach the children? Who gonna rebel? Who gonna go to our prisons? Where are our redemption songs now? We conjuring the whole truth of language from the scraps of a twisted alphabet, the chitlin backwash taste of bitter standardized testing and watered down curriculum. We are the economy of pyramids, the who we bees and the what we did. We what they thought was hid. Damn right these words don't fit. Damn right the record skip when your life is a calling. When the ancestors have prepared you for the politics, who do you pick? How do you pick the red pill or the whitest fence when our cities are born with the bluest eyes, the darkest tails, and the most beautiful African people who don't know they is Africans? Who's cutting the grass of the killing fields? The dream dealers, the beat creators, the painters, the poets, the movement people, the truth tellers, the lovers, the liars. Oh, bless you, the liars. Whose blues they gonna steal now? Which names they gonna mispronounce? Leave out, set back, pretend not to know. He created this fire. Who gonna keep it lit, huh? Who gonna print the books? Who gonna program the silences? Who gonna own the bookstores? Who gonna burn the house down? Who gonna tell them the revolution is in your mirror? He created this fire. Who gonna keep it lit, huh? Baraka Black, Baraka Jazz, Baraka Blues, Baraka Dance till there were no shoes to drag. Where you from? Detroit, Newark, Harlem, Tuskegee, Berlin, Palestine. Who gonna fill the Aqua Art? Who gonna be the news? Who gonna be the new? Who gonna recognize the old? Who gonna identify your soul? Spirits don't lie, but the papers do. Who gonna control who remembers you? Me, we, us, we. Damn right, your stories are that of a lion. On the front line of an American schizophrenic jungle, prophet footing and warrior inkblood. They cannot kill us all with their black face and tragic, twisted imitations of life. We understand Amiri Baraka has outlived your double cross. His books held political prisoner by unestablished, unsophisticated establishments. We hold his words as armor, as a symbol of our fearlessness. We ask his children, his wife Amina, for permission to claim him. We smile his boyish grin, waiting for the low-coup bomb to drop. He teaches us there is jazz playing every time the sun rises, a jackal of words, a blues man with his hat always in place, father of movement and possibility, Baraka, black and artistic, hands in our pamphlets full of rebellion and resistance. We know your life work is simply an answer to a question. Why God? Why ancestors? Why Malcolm? Why Langston? Why Jane? Why Lucille? Why Haki? Why Askia? Why Gil? Why Sonia? Why Last Poets? Why Asha? Why Tony? Why Saul? Why Thomas? Why Mike? Why Kevin? Mara Posa? Why Akira? Why Ty? Why Ursula? Why Lamar? Why Willie? Why Carl? Why Major? Why Lisa? Why Mahogany? Why ancestors? Why brilliant? Why organizer? Why fathers? Why uncles? Why scholars? Why essayists? Why teachers? Why legacy? Why black genius? Why black genius? Why Baraka? Why God? Why in the hell did you have to make me a poet? And God replied, Leroy, somebody had to show him how to do it. So
Yeah. Rock.
You know, I don't need
hell
Brother, hell yeah.
Pure fire.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm going home.
Yeah.
I'm going home too. Look, I'm at the crib. We all already at home, Brother Muhammad. We here.
We're here.
Thank you. Yeah, I was privileged to ask to read that poem for. I wrote it for his passing, for his celebration of life.
Not a turn.
And so, yeah, I love you. I love you, Ngoma, for doing this. And yeah.
Well, thanks for being a part of it. I just decided at the last minute, yeah, let's do this, and so we're doing it. And I'm glad to see all of y'all. And
thank you, Jessica.
Really, thank you, Jessica. Thank you. Craig, you ready? Am I muted? No, unmute. Craig. Oh, Craig, are you there?
He's muted.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. You
I
ready?
wasn't making any noise to that beautiful poem.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. We can hear you. Can everybody hear him? Yeah.
Like
All right.
Jessica said, I had forgot, my father's birthday is today too, so
wow.
I used to always tease Amiri about that. And Amiri was the one, like for us as musicians, he was the one that really was able to express us to the world in a little context. He really put it down like few have ever done. And we really, we need those voices like Ngoma, Dune, Jessica, all y'all. We need those voices really to express this culture in that written word to people. And Amiri was a scholar. I had no idea how much a scholar he was. But Jessica, it's so beautiful that you read that, the razor. That's my thing during this COVID. Amiri always said, Craig, keep your razor sharp. And keep your razor sharp. And a lot of people say, well, we're going to cut somebody. And what it was is, no, it's about keeping your skill set up, keeping your drama high and keeping it going. And he laid that within us, and we really need that now more than ever. Everybody got to keep their razor sharp because we got work to do. And I'm just going to play something, and that we just got to keep what we're doing. It's good to see everybody, and just everybody stay safe, and let's get through this thing and do what we do.
Yeah.
Virtual razor, y'all. We got to keep the virtual razor sharp. Keep the virtual.
Hey, Harris.
All right, that's hot, man. That's hot. That's hot. That's hot. That's hot.
Back on that bone, yes, sir.
Well, we don't get enough out. We don't, we're not getting play enough, but we're gonna be out soon. We're gonna start playing a lot more uptown. We're gonna keep this art going, y'all. So wherever y'all go, organize, strategize, and let's just keep together. Stay in this virtual world and contact each other. I'm serious about that, Jessica. I'm serious. I've been vibing you.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
Everybody heard you.
Yeah, they heard me. It was real though. It was real. And me and Ngoma knows. It's like we really got to stay together this time and just pushing each other.
I'm ready. Okay.
Yeah, all right.
Rachel McCoy and Hikaru Moji.
What's up?
What's up? So look here, I'm gonna kick this piece. Kind of reminded me when Jessica did her piece. Everybody can hear me?
I'm clear.
Okay, just a second. Let me see if I can do that. Stop making my audio. Spotlight video. Yeah, give me that. A poem for Amiri B. One last poem for Amiri B. Epigraph. When our elders become ancestors, we get to see their wisdom as elder. Then we get to see their true power as ancestors. Oh, what a joyous day for those of us that know better. Kafinsi Akim Bandeli. One last poem for Amiri B. Daughter hit me with the text saying Amiri D had left the building. I'm still trying to find words to express my funk. The pain was like having teeth ripped out with no anesthesia, leaving a hole that has no filling. I think Jessica Caramore probably described it best when she said, it felt like my daddy died again. Amiri was like another father to me. He named me Ngoma back in '71. I've been trying to live up to the attribute ever since then. There's a pledge we took that's still tattooed to my consciousness. We are sworn African revolutionaries. We will make revolution or die. I've been soldiering since then. He taught us that culture is a weapon, so I stay strapped, fully loaded, slinging stones at Goliath, swinging my axe, trying to knock down the walls of Jericho. But this poem ain't about me. This poem is about the master teacher, the legacy he left and the record that he set. It's about recognizing the fact that the truth will set you free. But remember, Harriet said she freed 1,000 and would have freed 1,000 more if only they'd known they were slaves. So the fact remains we're still at war and the battle ain't over. To see the way forward, remember the concept of Sankofa. Go back to your old-time religions. Return to your ancestors' visions. Go to the crossroads and pray for a legba to open the way. Just don't forget, freedom ain't free. And Kazi, work, is the blackest of all. I realize this poem is sloganized, plagiarized, and cliche, but the last thing I want to say is, don't mourn, organize. Yeah.
Yeah, Doom.
Shay.
You know, we just rolling right along. Yeah. I see it's a brother on here named Zaid, Baba Zaid, and we go back and he go back.
I'm a young Baba too. Now wait a minute.
Okay, young. Okay, Baba. So yeah, just give us something.
Well, right on. First, and Ngoma, I want to thank you 1,000-fold for doing this, because not enough is being done to uphold the enormous legacy that Amiri left us, right? And it's probably the only one here that's in Newark right now. I'm actually getting into a cat fight almost every year with this next generation of artists. Tomorrow marks the beginning of what they call Arts Week in Newark, and never since they've started it has there anything to honor or acknowledge Amiri. So I've always had a problem with that, you know, and my capacity is not what it was. It's for health reasons, and those of y'all that think COVID is a joke, it's not. It almost killed my black ass, right? You know, so you really fill a void, a big void in me personally by pulling this together, and then you got so many of us, you know, strapped, willing to do this. So I want to thank you for that. You know, I was going to do a piece based on some Pharaoh because his birthday is coming up too, but Jessica turned my head completely around, right? I'm not at all satisfied with what I wrote for Amiri, but I did write this piece while he was in the land of the living, right? And this is about 10 years ago when we were getting ready to run this bald-head fake Democrat named Cory Booker out of town, along with his police chief, right? And so this is something that, you know, about class struggle and about this beast called capitalism that's got our kids killing each other and got these police going buck wild on our behinds. It's simply called vultures. They are now feasting on the flesh of our children. Vultures, all of them. Bloodsuckers, all of them. Parasites, all of them. All incapable of redemption or civilization. They are now feasting on the flesh of our children in ways that our plantation scorched ancestors cannot even fathom. And those ancestors, they would not and could not be at peace with this the way you want to make peace with this, the way you choose to make peace with this out of sheer fear and confusion. And even Obama sadly wants to make peace with this, wants to serve this, wants to sit down and have beer with this. They'd rather turn their backs and let some whining redneck rifle packing porn vast serve Obama's head to them on a platter, and you wondering what's the matter. Some forces are too vicious to fight with just morals and words, the manipulation of law enforcement data and good publicity, Corey. They have to be fought with truth, with force, with vision. And these post-racial Negroes don't have that. The Democratic Party doesn't have that. And too many who are supposed to be your leaders just don't have that. Vultures, all of them, bloodsuckers, all of them, parasites, all of them, feasting on the flesh and eyes of our children, eyes gorged out by self-hate, white lies, the illusion of inclusion in the dilapidated, bullet-punctured reality of the American nightmare. Vultures, all of them, parasites, all of them. They are not eagles soaring with the hope of democracy. They are merchants of death. Even their God is angry and empty like their eyes, and their system of management is a one-eyed monster obsessed with excess wealth and control, managed and manipulated by mad scientists who would even make Yakub and Dr. Frankenstein shudder. They have torn the whole world against nature. They want us to have nothing but want to sell us everything, all the water and perhaps even the air they pollute. It is a global vampirish octopus of rape, plunder, and the prostitution of labor. And our children reduced to being gun-toting cockfighters turned on each other. Our children cannot keep their empty, bleeding eyes on the sparrow. Our children cannot keep their eyes pierced with death on the prize. Our children, for they have made that sparrow an endangered species. They have even made hope an endangered species. And this thing that we're up against, this thing is so colossal in its viciousness, so vile, so sinister, so incapable of redemption, so incapable of the love and the peace you seek and are praying for and are marching for. It cannot be made with words and morals and well-manufactured market managers like those put over us. So for the love and the peace we seek, for our babies worth fighting for, some things just have to be made gone. Right on, y'all.
Yeah, got some love.
We must halt the advance of the right wing, right? We're at a crossroads moment in this time. Our community, our people, this world needs people like us who are willing to say those things that folks only whisper now, like more than ever, you know, and dues have been paid, sacrifices have been made. We're standing on strong shoulders, and the shoulders that we honor tonight are amongst those strong shoulders that we need to honor to the fullest. So, you know, I just want to say thank you again, Ngoma. I want everybody who doesn't know, we just had a victory on the question of some of our captive freedom fighters.
Yeah.
Hakeem just walked out of prison last night after 49 years. 49 years of his life sacrificed by virtue of the being targeted by COINTELPRO. So we say, carry on the tradition. We'll see you in the whirlwind, sharpening my razor. Jessica, I want to be like you when I grow up. Let's blaze. Let's vibe.
Yeah. Thank you, brother. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
So look here. I thought I saw.
Roger.
Who?
Roger.
Roger Bonaire, God, are you there?
Yes, I am.
You ready?
I'm ready now.
All right. We're gonna hear from Roger Bonaire, God, all the way. Where you in Chicago?
Yes,
I
sir.
think that's him.
All the way in Chicago.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. That's it.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for the invitation, Ngoma. So good to see so many of y'all's faces. I think Amiri is responsible for any number of things, right? But among the things I see him as responsible for is utter integrity in the word. And I feel like I've been kind of chasing that grail ever since I first recognized that that's what he was. I'll tell a short story about like one of the times that became apparent to me that he was about principle before expediency all the time, right? We were at a festival in Jamaica, and the hotel we're staying at is owned by this dude with whom Amiri gets into an argument, right? This white Jamaican who asserts at some point during the argument that the problem in Jamaica is Black American rage. So so there was a point Amiri allowed the argument up to a point, and then Amiri just told him at one point, either you stupid or you think I'm stupid. Either way, I'm done with this conversation. Fuck you. And he turns around. And I'm like, obviously, that's the only way for that conversation to go. And I liked the conviction. I was a younger fella at that time. I just love the conviction of telling a man that in his own house. You know what I mean? Like the truth of it, right? And that's like one of the things that symbolize Amiri to me. Anyway, let me just read this piece. Also Amiri stayed speaking to the moment at hand, right? And I've wondered every day of this pandemic, every day of this lockdown and this latest rebellion, what Amiri would have written about this moment.
Me too.
And, I'm trying to write about this moment, every day of it too. So this is called Reopen the State, a Gravity. It's my kind of railing against this idea that we must all put our bodies back on the line for capitalism, for the economy. So yeah, let's go. Pin the dollar to gold. Pin the dollar to the yen. Pin the dollar to a Chinese lab. Pin the dollar to AR-15s. Pin the dollar to Venezuelan oil, to African oil, to the hulls of boats, to black skin, to women's bodies, to Sandy Hook, to the American policing project, to cheap American labor, reframed as loyalty to American freedom. Pin the dollar to private prisons, to generic medicine, to health insurance for a family of 5 living on under $30K a year. The economy is not real. The economy is not an incontrovertible fact. The economy is not a physical truth, is not the whispering of trees along their roots to say that drought is coming. The economy is not a gravity. The economy does not need reopening. It is not a real and tangible thing. It does not need your body awake at 4 to catch a bus at 5 to stand beside another sick body. The economy is not real or the miracle of flight. It is a stock market. It is Jeff Bezos who is real and must be acknowledged because the devil needs us to believe he does not exist. But the economy is a sleight of hand and does not need your good, your black, your poor, your diabetic, your hypertensed body. The economy is not a physical law. The economy is not an equal or opposite reaction. It is not a tide at full moon or a sperm cell breaching the membrane of an egg or the truth of faith. The economy is not God, though the economy might be religion. Might be church on a Sunday, might be your favorite abundance preacher, your favorite brimstone preacher, your favorite chalice and chant preacher. The economy is not your liberation theologist. Neither the president, nor the priest, nor the COVID care about your brilliant child praying for your safe return. Stay home. Just say no. Just say no. Just say no to your body's chum roiling the shark-infested waters of the rich and cool. Imagine each body a no, each body nah, each body a fuck you, until the voices layer and tremor and overwhelm and refuse and say yes to living and say no to its own blood as capital for the enrichment of anyone who does not deeply and truly and forever love us. The president is a novel virus. Each one is a novel murderer of men, and reopening of the economy is a murdering, a new way to send your children to war, except now 200,000 bodies later, your children is your aging father, your nurse mother, your Jamaican, Filipino, Ghanaian, Bangladeshi, Vietnamese, Irish, Jewish, bus, Uber, MTA driver. Labor is the money, is the power and the glory. Your labor is forever and novel. Withhold it, withhold it, withhold it. Strike unless you believe in the project of your body's eventual death. Police, I'm talking to you too. Athlete, you. Withhold your body's precious labor, your blessed strength home to ancestral druid truths. Refuse to be a tool for an unreal thing. The stock market is a novel virus. American Airlines, novel, a virus. Sanctions against countries are a novel virus. Murder, a murder. Blood on the hands of your children's children. Any one man with $1 billion is a virus. A world war. Buying your own armor to fight for an oligarch is novel, a war, a virus, no PPE, mortgage looming, disease crawling the underbelly of a nation, turned into cannibalized husk. Resist, 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 withhold your labor. What they gonna do? What they gonna do now that they've already fired upon the already retreating? Pin the dollar to the barbershop, the beauty parlors, the nail salons, the gyms, to black bodies, to women's bodies, to indigenous bodies, to medical experiments on bodies again and again and again. It did not end with Tuskegee. It did not end in sacred lands while the governor stalks the empty halls and refuses visitors. Pin the dollar to meat and the supply chain to the idea of American freedom, which is to say American convenience, American obsession with power to buy retail. Pin the dollar to an amendment to fighter jets honoring the labor of the dying, the squeezed dry bodies of the dying. Pin the dollar to the caskets and the ovens and the dug graves. Refuse this obvious return to work. Your body is the only gravity. Your work is love and the touch of your children quarantined beside you. Your work is your lover's held breath. Your work is the robin's eggs laid on your windowsill and the hawk which has smelt their fresh and necessary life. Your work is your long reach through time and technology to find a love you haven't seen. Your work is your new and awkward garden, spring pushing the first buds of ginger and onion and rosemary from the earth. Your work is not the economy. You are not an economy. The economy is not real. You are the monkey on your own back. You are a labor, a firm refusal, a mighty gravity, a redwood, a wind, a pui in Coskel bloom. Thank you all very much.
Yes.
Roger. Wow, bud.
Oh, that'd be that's a little bit. Do that.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
And Ngoma, one more time, brethren. Thank you, thank you, thank you a million times for inviting me and including me in this.
It's amazing, Ngoma. Uh-oh. I can't hear it go.
Ngoma, you got on mute.
What's up, Ross?
Peace, brother.
Peace, love. Robert, you have to unmute yours.
You got to unmute. Ngoma, you got on mute.
Oh, so it wasn't just me.
Okay.
There you go.
There I go. What I'm trying to say. Nzinga, Reggie Tunia. Can you hear me?
You're echoing.
Yeah, no. I got two computers happening here.
Make one, Baba.
Okay.
Turn one up.
I think we're good now.
All right, there you go.
All right. But the question is Nzinga on here? I guess not, huh?
She was.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Alexa's in the Zoom, huh?
Alexa's in the Zoom, like I asked him. I didn't call her.
I think she dropped off.
You got a piece you want to do?
I don't see Alyssa. I think she dropped off, but she
Think
was
she,
on.
think she dropped off?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all right, well, we ain't going to stop. Who else I got here? Who's this? I don't know what. That's Roger there. Okay. What the hell happened?
Ty Allen.
Ty.
Got plenty of field slaves ready to throw.
Ty Allen.
Yes, sir.
Ty Allen.
Yo.
Can we hear from you?
As you command. I was trying to show musical side, but I didn't want to be Teddy Riley and do. I saw the problem that you and Flunky had, so I'm a dead the whole music part. We're not doing that. I already saw the difficulties you guys had, so we're not gonna do. But as everyone has a story, if you know about Baba Amiri and My Favorite Things, that's one of his favorite songs. And in the anthology that came out that Jessica's in, and a few people in here are rocking in. I wrote my poem to that song on purpose as a way to kind of honor what he was doing. So we'll rock out with that. The short and the tall. The short versus the tall, excuse me. Grabbed his laughter on a street corner outside a Harlem bar with a gay bartender serving everyone cold American beer. The furniture was forged China. The light bulbs were born Taiwan. The men holding bottles closer to half were empty are children of stolen imports, living in a city of foreign things. But there was something in the present. Time slowed and waited for his breath to make air sound. Sat at a table in a pretty room in a cold building on a barren street, Sunday living and drinking more cold American beer. The place was local, metal and wood. The people were local and excited. And when I startled others by being too noisy, I pointed to his laughter. All was caused by that laughter. There should have been a camera, some tape recorders waiting on these moments, this history. But I doubt there are comfort words sitting in my dictionary. They're not being used by someone greater, somebody smaller who understands and will explain these contractions of couldn't, can't, don't, won't, believe I am losing the laughter. I would pay handsomely for a tall joke. One block out the sun and moon smile. Hey, reach up, boy, and get that water balloon crack. I swear, sometimes I just start laughing at these tall jokes like he's still standing.
Get your next piece ready.
Yeah, I was so in the anthology, I couldn't figure out what to write, and I miss him, but most of my favorite memories of Amiri Baraka are based on two things: laughing and lessons. I mean, I swear to God, that's one of the funniest men you'll ever meet. There's a story, and Ngoma might remember this. One day in Harlem, it was me and Ngoma, Abiodun, Oba, and the younger son and Amiri. And Amiri says to Baba Adum, hey, I'm thirsty. So me and Evan, we go, okay, there's a juice bar down the block. And he says to Dune, what the fuck is wrong with your boys? I said, I'm thirsty. I want a beer. And I want some American beer, not no bullshit fancy ass made in Germany beer. I want some American beer. You two go find me some American beer. And if you know Evan, he's 6'2", 6'3", I'm 6'5", and this short man is yelling at us through Abiodun. Goma rolls up and go remember this?
Yeah, I remember.
It was the literary festival. So we end up going to this bar and we spent about 3 hours there laughing, talking, learning, laughing, talking, learning. And then one of the last times with him was me, him, and Melvin Van Peebles. We were performing somewhere. And if you know Melvin Van Peebles, I'm stuck between the two of them, which means I'm the butt of the joke all night long. They tried to steal my girlfriend. They took my food. They told the producer to give them my check. It was a lot of, but I wouldn't trade these moments for anything, man. I mean, I know we all talk about the revolution, the work he does, but we all here have had moments with him, and you know, he was. How can I put it? What's the point of fighting for revolution if you can't find love? I don't mean just erotic and romantic love. I'm talking about the family love, talking about the love between people. So when we had to do submission, I made sure I did something about how much I love him as a person, not just him as his work. And I've been lucky enough to be around him, as a person as well as his work. So I want to see my time as someone else, Baba. I know we all got stuff to do.
Okay.
And Ngoma.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna do one. Let somebody else rock out. And I'll send you and Craig the music I made off my favorite things. I wrote a whole new thing, but we're not gonna try that today because I saw what Punky and Ngoma went through. I ain't doing all that. So I'll email you and Craig what it was. We can talk about that later.
Okay. Sound like a plan.
All right.
So is
Peace,
Reggie,
y'all.
is
Good to see all
Reggie,
y'all.
is Nzinga on here or not? I see her face.
She's back.
Okay.
Back.
Nzinga, what's up?
Hey y'all,
You got a little something for us?
can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I just walked in. I just got in from New York City, and I wrote a poem that I dedicated to Amiri Baraka, but I just and I can't find it, and I never memorized it to heart. But wrote it.
Where'd she go?
Girl, pull the sticks out and stop playing.
Can what happened? What happened? The mic is dead.
We hear you.
We hear you.
I apologize because, like I said, I just walked in the door, so I can't find the poem. And but I want to say what inspired me to write it. I was real angry when they took away from Amiri, laureate of the state of New Jersey. Remember when Amiri was the poet laureate, and they didn't like the poem that he wrote about 9/11?
Of course not.
He wrote a poem in response to that situation, and it was kind of like one big FU to the whole New Jersey poet laureate scenario. So I'm really sorry, but I'm just gonna have to let it go
Can
at
you still
that.
hear it over there? I turned it down.
I thought it was real extra. Is that?
No, I can't hear it.
Everyone, can everybody mute so we can hear Sister Nzinga talk? Because I can't really hear because there's so much. We gotta mute the background noise. I love y'all, but I want to hear her talk.
No, I was just saying that the inspiration for me writing that piece had to do with it just being one big FU to the whole New Jersey poet laureate scenario, because that 9/11 piece that Baraka wrote, was one of the best pieces that he wrote that I really loved. But like every piece he wrote was his best piece. Tree one time was talking to Amiri, and he had a poem that he wanted Amiri to hear, and Amiri's thing to Tree was, "Can your poem stop a bomb, motherfucker?" And Tree turned around and made that the title of his poem. So it's like Amiri had, serious impact and influence on all of us. And I just want to say, long live Amiri Baraka's legacy. Long live Amiri Baraka's family. Long live everything that he did and that he left behind for all of us as an influence. I'm gonna leave it at that for now, and I feel real angry because I don't know where I put the damn poem, and I never memorized it, and it's like a real angry poem about them taking the poet laureate thing away from him. So, but I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all.
Can she find it and
All
come back?
right. You can come back on if you find it. Just holler and let me know what's up. We'll be on for a little while longer. Okay?
All right. I'm
All
putting.
right.
All right.
Cool. Mad cool. Um, 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 HDL. There you are. Hello.
Okay.
All right. What's up?
I'm just sitting here waiting. How y'all doing? It's good to see everybody, even though it's on Zoom.
All
Let me
right.
start my little video here.
Yeah. Well, I can't see you. Oh, there you go.
Ngoma, thank you so much for asking me to do this. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to, I got a little short poem, but I want to talk about. This is the last time, I talked to Amiri Baraka. He was fussing at me, and I was like, what I loved about it was like he was never one to hold back what he felt was right, and I will always love that about him. But I was in the audience when he was taping for Def Poetry, and he did
Yeah.
"Somebody Blew Up America."
Oh yeah.
And at the end, everybody was on their feet and applauding for like 10 minutes. I was like, this is never going to air. I was like, there's too much truth in what he was saying, and this is never going to air. But I wish they would release that video. It was amazing to hear. So I'm just going to do my poem. If y'all know me, y'all know I've been working with people who've been incarcerated for the last 25 years and some change. Been on the front lines. Thank God I'm still COVID-19 negative, but I'm here, and I just want to share this poem that I wrote about one of my clients, basically. This has never been about lock them up and throw away the keys. This is an epic battle between the haves and the have-nots. The way I see it, this prison industrial complex system ain't nothing but a byproduct of manifest destiny, the peculiar institution, and white fragility. What? You don't know about slavery by another name? There are no corrections in the Department of Corrections, because to make it right, one would have to correct the corrections, and there is no money in that correction. See, let's talk about these slave codes and rename them poor codes, because that's what the prisons are full of. Poor folks who are economically insecure with little to no resources who look like me. What? You need more proof? Look at the sentencing disparity between crack and cocaine. Stop and frisk would have never been approved for rich folks in Beverly Hills. Boom, boom, bam. Real talk, to quote one of my clients, she spent 3 years in the county because her family couldn't afford the $500 to bail her out. Overworked public defender told her to take a plea. What you say? Ain't that what they always do? Yeah, true. Talking about if you go to trial, you get more time. Take this plea, you'll get out in a decade. A decade? That's 10 fucking years. 10 years to wear beige. 10 years you can't get back. 10 years away from your family. 10 years to be told what to eat, when to shower, when to get up. 10 years to work for 32 cents a day. 10 years to eat food not fit for human consumption. 10 years to layer trauma over more trauma. 10 years gone to come out and still can't get a job, because that felony conviction never really goes away. Goes away like having your mother sell you as a child for drugs. Go away like being molested by your brother and having his child. Goes away like that pain you feel in your right arm that was broken when your boyfriend threw you down the stairs every time it rains. And I'm just talking about pathways to incarceration for those with 2 X chromosomes, with no money, no private lawyers, no job, no hope, no opportunities, no safety nets, just poverty by the pocketful. You see, these companies can't make money off of the prison system if there's no bodies in the beds. I don't trust these motherfuckers.
Wow.
I don't trust these motherfuckers. I don't trust these motherfuckers.
Yeah. I hear that. I don't trust them either. Love it. Dope.
Thank you.
Dopeness. Yeah, thank you.
Oh no, thank you, and thank you all for your. This is going to be one of those shows that people will be like, "What? We couldn't get in on it on the live feed." But you just have to see the video.
Yeah. Sorry, right? Analysis. You with us?
I am indeed. Hold on, I've been moving back and forth between rooms.
So what's up? You got something for us?
Yeah.
All right, good.
Situated here.
Where you these days, in Boston, or where you?
Baltimore.
Baltimore, BMO.
When I left New Haven, I came back down home.
All right, give some love for analysis.
First of all, thank you, Elder Ngoma, for the invitation. I'm honored. Didn't even necessarily expect to be on the list tonight, but it's an honor to be here. Respect to you, respect to all of the fellow poetic and musical family here. And Ashe Amiri Baraka, I unfortunately never had the opportunity to meet him.
Oh.
I really feel as though I have, just listening to you all and listening to you all share stories and listening to other people talk about him. And without even having met him, obviously he still influences all of us. And so that is a testimony to his power and spirit. I can only imagine, and I chuckle as to what he might have been writing right now.
Right?
Administration, and some of you all have already commented on it. I can only imagine. I would love to see and hear some of his poems right now.
Yeah, me too.
And Amiri is a part of history, so surely he would have gotten into these knuckleheads' ass about the misappropriation and misteaching of history. Do you remember, I'm sure you do, a few years ago when the current person in the White House said, and I quote, "Had Andrew Jackson been a little bit later, you wouldn't have had the Civil War. He was a very tough person, but he had a big heart. Why was there the Civil War? Why could that one not have been worked out?" End quote. They say a little bit of knowledge is a dangerous thing. You, sir, have such precious little that your imbecility is an existential threat. Your behavior like that of a petulant child with dangerous toys in your possession and caretakers that cater to your every world-threatening whim. This gullible country put the mic in your hand, and now we have to suffer a fool. Letting you comment on the past is like letting a fiend into a pharmacy to pass out prescriptions of pernicious opinions. Now everyone has to overdose on dumb shit. At least your predecessor was more smooth. Not unlike Jefferson, or indeed your idol. They all said nice things while stabbing nations in the back. You, however, just overrun us with overt insults to our intelligence. We need a wall built around your mouth to protect us from your invasion of ignorance and to send all of this bull back to the shithole mindset it came from. Why could that one not have been worked out? Exactly how was it going to be avoided, 45? How? You ain't got all the answers. Hell, you don't even have the right questions. I asked you exactly what was going to be worked out. Clearly not the breaking of bondage. No, that was a deal breaker to his business plan and yours. What we got was the life worked out of our lungs, the blood worked out of our veins. We worked in a living hell, and the fact that we still live at all is testimony to our resiliency, not to the benevolence of any great white father, including the seventh. Andrew would have been just another stonewall against my ancestors' abolition. In the union he maintained, greed joined guns to guarantee his personal gain. No wonder you like him so much. You deal with human beings as if they were mere chips in the casinos you build with exploited labor, speculating in land and lives just as your hero did. Long after the war of northern aggression, your family succeeded in aggressive housing practices that forced families to secede. You sit in your lofty towers, but for many this country is more of a holding pen than a hermitage, and you don't have to be on top of the Smokies to see the tracks of their tears. They form a trail. From displaced to disenfranchised, from murdered to impoverished, from corralled to allocated false freedom. Why was there the Civil War? Look, let's roll away the old hickory smokescreen. Obviously, you long for those antebellum days. I bet you and your supremacist surrogates would love to make America great again with the peculiar institution, recapturing that time like your role model recaptured runaways. Thus, there's nothing peculiar about your repression of wages, your ripoff of workers. Back then, they used bayonets and bullets breech-loaded. Word is, you renege on your contracts. They're breached. Loaded with lies like your tiresome tweets, gloated upon while you live like a leech, bloated on the blood of the poor. How very presidential of you. Just like your boy. You say of him, he was a very tough person, but he had a big heart. See, all this whimsical whitewashing of history books this type of brainlessness and belies your ever having studied a more thorough syllabus. Your foolish forays into the past are like colonizing hands grabbing the pussy of my mother Africa, and thus King Leopold's ghost still haunts me. Our greatness came before Columbus, but these attempts at the destruction of black civilization have us wanting to feel the warmth of other suns. The price for our pound of flesh is disregarded because the half has never been told of how this country's comfort is constructed on the cruelty inflicted upon people of color. I think it's time the hotel magnate learned from the inn's keep, because Jackson Land wasn't any Mar-a-Lago. So fuck the lies your teacher told you. You need a people's history of the United States in which the souls of black folk are celebrated and the hearts buried at Wounded Knee are revered. Now, just as then, the belief in divine white privilege drives the degradation of those you deem beneath you, but understand that we carry the divine within us too, and be not deceived. Gods are not mocked. Are you prepared to reap what your arrogance sows? The brass of your trumpet, so full of sound and fury, signifying nothing, must be silenced. And the only Jacksons I want to see are the trillions of 20s my people are owed in reparations. You ask, why was there the Civil War? Shit. You better ask yourself if you're going to cause the next one. Historiography. Thank you, fam. Thank you, Ngoma. Ashe Amiri.
Nice.
Choreography, do that shit.
That's
Nice. You're muted.
Unmute yourself, Ngoma.
Again?
You're muted. Ngoma, you're muted.
You gotta unmute yourself, Ngoma.
I got me now. Okay.
There you
You got me now, right? All right. Thank you, brother. That was hot. That was hot.
Yeah, nice.
I think we're gonna hear from get a little feminine energy now. Gonna hear from as soon as I can find her to unmute her.
VCR, what up, man?
Peace. What's going on?
Long time, brethren. We gotta reconnect.
Maintaining.
Here we go.
We gotta talk, man.
Okay.
Darryl Moss will be running for president soon.
All right, unmute yourself. Huh?
Is that it?
I can't see over there. I can't do one. Yeah. Yeah, unmute. Come in this damn thing. God. Let go. Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna hear from Oshun, yeah.
Okay, so I did this back in 2015. Unfortunately, it's still valid. African American Olympics. Hands up, down on the ground, bend your knees, hands behind your back, run past the wind, leap over trash cans, scale the fence, drop low, crawl beneath shots fired, duck behind a tree, climb brick walls, dodge the rabid dogs, run, but you don't have a chance. Get to your knees, but your pleas will not be heard. So you better jump up in protest. Use your pride to pole vault over the danger. Use your courage as a bulletproof vest. Go for the gold. Get silver bracelets as your reward. Get shot in midair, strangled to death, pinned to the ground. Your face meets the concrete, short of life's finish line.
Yeah. Yeah, give us some love for that. For your eating. Okay. Cool. The sound thing is a little tricky here. I see VCRs on here. VCR, you got something for me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Actually, this is a piece that I've done at the open house hosted by Baba Abiodun and And before I start, I met Barbara and Mary here in Boston. I opened up for him at T-Vanco Afrocentrics. And it was back in the late 90s. And I also did a piece at some event here, and he loved it. He told me, yo, great poem, love it. Then he whispered in my ear, said, you're gonna have a lot of haters. It was funny. But so yeah, I'm gonna do this piece that I did a few weeks ago at the open house. It's called Wandering in Heaven. Though the past is left behind, I still tend to reminisce. Ran into Sugarfoot from Dayton, told him, you're right, heaven must be like this. My aunt was knitting with Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, and then saw Zinzi Mandela reunited with parents Winnie and Nelson. Aaliyah sang while leaning on Duke Ellington's piano. Herman Cain was caught watching Fox News and turned the channel. Jim Kelly's teaching my brothers and Oscar Grant some Kung Fu. Michelle Thomas winks at me, and Fats Waller's like, hey, cat, she likes you. So many children having lots of fun. Saw Tamir Rice and Emmett Till on the Xbox One. Gigi Bryant felt like a child in Disney World, playing double dutch with those 4 Birmingham girls. Meanwhile, her father Kobe had a one-on-one against Wilt. Gary Coleman tried to intervene with a pair of stilts. Miss Hyman giggled and said, get off the court. Then he responded, what you talking about, Phyllis? Then I heard a loud voice, Biggie Smalls is the illest. He was standing between Nat Turner and Eddie Kendricks, and Phife Dawg was enjoying guitar riffs with Prince and Jimi Hendrix. Such a blessing to see Ruby Dee holding hands with Ozzie Davis, and Pop Staples asked me once I arrived, how's his daughter Mavis? Phyllis Wheatley shared poems with Mary, Bill, and Maya, and Tammy Terrell loved it when Rick and Tina started singing Fire and Desire. Wait, they allow white people in heaven, I asked? Then Paul Robeson replied, it's fine, she's the only one who gets a pass. I witnessed Dr. King in the chess game against Malcolm X, and ODB yelled out, yo, I got next. Dr. Sabi continued his diet plan with Left Eye and Nipsey Hussle, was doing a freestyle with none other than Nipsey Russell. Whitney Houston and Billie Holiday sang Focus by her with Minnie Riperton, and Isabel Sanford hates it when I call her Wheezy Jefferson. Further down was Marcus Garvey building with Dr. Ben, and Bernie Mac had Moms Mabley laughing again. Donny Hathaway serenaded Vesta and Lena, saw Breonna Taylor rollerblading with Bobby Christina. James Brown and Roger Troutman produced a new album, Sean Price. Dorothy Dandridge gave me a hug just because she was so nice. Harriet Tubman embraced Sandra Bland and Trayvon Martin, said if she was near those cops in Zimmerman, she would have shot them. Michael Jackson greeted me with an upside-down frown, saying that I no longer have to deal with that orange-faced clown. I saw my dear parents having dinner for 2. My good friend Mikael walked over like, that's gonna be me and you. Flo Joy was sprinting while Pac was on the mic. Maurice White played that kalimba that everyone likes. Sam Cooke did a lovely duet with Betty Wright, and Bessie Coleman gave the Queen of Soul a heavenly flight. I want to betray you in a film, says Chadwick Boseman to Medgar Evers, as Fred Hampton crossed his arms and screamed, Wakanda forever.
Right on, VCR.
Thank you, thank you. I think you're mute, Bobby, and go mute yourself.
Mute it again, Ngoma.
Ngoma, we can't hear you, bro.
Can you hear me now? I don't know.
Ngoma, you got to take off mute.
I had to find my thing so I could unmute first. It's a little tricky one. Yeah.
Thank you for letting me share, brother. Thank you
Sure.
so much.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, nice.
Let me see who else. Who else might be on here? I don't know. I can't do too much musical stuff now because it's really getting late in my apartment. So and I'm real musical. Maybe I'll shoot. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can do this. Give me a minute. I gotta hook up something that's going. Okay, wait a minute. I'll let somebody else read while I try to do that. Who else is on here? Qualo, I see you. Qualo, are you on here?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
I am, sir.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, do what you do, boss.
Thank you, and Ngoma again. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here. It's a pleasure hearing some of the stories of the brothers and the sisters about our fellow brother, Amiri Baraka, mentor as well, individual. The first time I heard him was in Jimmy Jazz. And I was just a college student at that time. And I was like, yo, who's that on stage? And the brother was going in. And then one other time I met him was when I actually moved to New York City. It was back, I think, in 2011. And I was actually bouncing in a club in Groove Lounge. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, in Groove Lounge. And then he was walking by from NYU. And I was like, is that Amiri Baraka? And then he looked at me. He was like, yeah. And then the other guy was like, who's Amiri Baraka? I was like, you don't know who Amiri Baraka is? And then I was like, look, I'm from the Caribbean island, and I know who Amiri Baraka is.
Yeah, right?
And you from out here. And then Amiri Baraka looked at me, and he was like, yeah, that's the American education for you. And then I was like, yeah, you're right. So this was my story with Amiri Baraka. And so this is something I have dedicated to Amiri Baraka real quick. And again, thank you for Ngoma. Out of the beat culture, the culture escalate from Leroy Jones to Amiri Baraka. Barack the racks of the black arts and movements. Larry Neal's essay, Black Aesthetic in Poetics, transfusion of a Harlem beat you can hear in Pan-Africanist drums. Their universities gave us Euro prose, but we showed up with Timbuktu walking on 125th Street with the birth of hip-hop on his tongue. Amiri Baraka. Amiri Baraka forewarns the oppressor that we were coming, that we were coming, that we were coming, that we were coming, that we were coming. White America, white America, wake up, white America, white America, wake up, white America, wake up. Extension knock at your door. Your guns can't hurt us no more. You choke and lynch yourself. The Bible strangle your wealth. Religion made of skin. Colors fight sin to sin. Freedom won't dress your brave. Holocaust burned the stage. With writings on the wall. Whitewash was bound to fall. Mulattoes rise to sing. Your funeral twist niggas. Niggas twist Negroes to kings. White America, white America. Wake up, white America. Wake up. Your stock market is crowned, but your money value's down. World War III is next. Your white trash is vexed because you sell sex through text with martial laws on deck. How can we trust your courts when we're locked up for the same weed you export? 13 amendment slaves, of course, will misbehave. You can't comprehend this page until your sons is blazed. White America, wake up, white America, wake up. The revolution is here. We ain't afraid of your fear. We got guns in the trunk with John Brown on the drums. We're down to kneel on the flags, not turning sons of jazz. Whatever's up for grab, that freedom gag and stab. We learn from blood to blood, because blood is twin to mud. You can't stop the rah. White America, wake up, white America, wake up. The revolution will not be televised.
Yeah.
They turn the God of the Bible into a racist thug, as if Jesus did not incarnate out of sand niggas' blood.
What?
Damnation of the transition. Block the killing of blacks to entertain the government's ambition. Situation unclear? Revisit the dead Christians in the Roman Colosseum. You move in spirituality, but what spirit drives spiritualism? Mass incarceration of the mind. Burn the gospel up and turn the ashes into wine. Black lives always mattered. It's like slapping Nat Turner with an affirmative action from an auction block. Man, you forgot the sea done saw the guillotine that seesaw. Be all outside of the country, but return back as a nigga. I figured the structure of the battle will outdo the labor. The savior no longer save unless you're already in that number. Otherwise, your acceptance is praised in the new world order. The order is transitioning to reconstruct from bottom up. Of course, the ugliness had to come out of the virus. Blood of the enslaved and the indigenous. Teach me how to fish and watch this fisherman take every risk. Kiss the palm of a prayer, because the answer's already been there. We just won't accept it. We just won't admit it. White, black, brown, red, man. We are the problem. The problem can't solve itself to really see the outcome. We can never be free when this body's enslaved to sin. The snake continues to dance his rhythm between our skin, baptized in hell's kitchen with chokeholds and knees buckled to the chin, while a 12-year-old Negro boy watch how his life will end. The story of the unprivileged, the unknown, the unwritten, the X marked by the privilege.
Oh,
You ain't
don't do
turning this
that.
page, this rage, this blade, this uncaged, this teeth unlocked, ready to cop back and shoot back this gun's gauge, and I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger for those who will attempt to destroy my brothers, my kings, my queens of the Ebonics, code switching, hooked on the street phonics, giving birth to cultures that you still continue to steal. No matter how much technology you have, you still can't comprehend the creativity our souls manifest to keep it real.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah. Dope. That's real dope. Yeah. Osajifo, are you with us? Osajifo.
All right, Qualo. You all right, boy? All right, Qualo.
What's
I
going
see you.
on?
Who is that? Hey, Midnight. Hey, Midnight.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's hear it.
The verbal slaps repping.
How y'all doing? All right. Thank you for inviting me. I never had the pleasure of meeting Amiri Baraka, but I heard all the great stories from all y'all. So thank you for having me. So I wrote something. I remember children eating chitlins, a delicacy, a recipe for surviving off of scraps from the table. I know firsthand, hand-me-downs was a band-aid for poverty. My house was built with bricks of welfare kids, mother's love. Working so many shifts, she became a ship passing in the night. Still, it didn't her fight to make me a man in the land of America, where being black, it means you have to be an anchor. Hold down the fort when mom is at work. Holding yourself together, America. Being Uncle Tom are revolutionary. Choose wisely. These are decisions you have to make when you have to survive. I choose the latter. No matter what you pick, you're still gonna be considered a nigger in the eyes of those that despise black skin, black excellence, black thought. These roots go deeper than you think. If I'm going out with dignity and integrity. The way my mom raised me, core values are passed down.
Still happening.
I wonder how many of my aunts died just to become a tree. Not I, not me. I'll be the judge that would demand justice. We've seen enough white sheep riding horses at the break of night, terrorizing us while we sleep, just to become blue, patrolling America's streets, killing us while we sleep. The hell with the meek shall inherit the earth. I want my heaven now. I'm going to purgatory. This is written in libations. You have to wait. He said, claim yours. Ate in the womb, and I survived because all we know is that black woman, African medicine don't mix like oil spills on native land by birth after revolution. The poets don't mix. I'm choosing the latter. I have obligation. I consider myself a. When the flames are gone, I am the black ashes to remind you that I came. but I'm always smoldering, waiting for the wind to blow in the right direction so I can night again and choose. You choose. I suggest you pick the latter. I am more than black matter. I am antimatter. Nothing can exist. When the wind blows in the direction, I am the resurrection to give protection to the black woman, my black queen. I have seen the land when I was mom's womb. I will not be born to a land of death and standing with death. So my legacy and I will be the resurrection of black excellence. Yo.
Yeah. Stuff. Thank you.
No problem, no problem.
Oh, there we are.
Can you hear me?
All right. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Got a lot of echoing.
Yeah, we got two computers going, so it's a little tricky. Yeah.
Like midnight.
What up?
Hold on a minute. I got some. Oh, am I muted? Hold on. Mute. Can y'all hear me? Hello?
Yes, sir.
You can hear me. Okay, good.
To the Supreme Court of the United
We're going to see if I can get Oshun Yoyin to do Crossroads for me.
States.
You gonna start playing?
What?
Are you gonna play?
Yeah, as soon as I reach over and get the instrument. Yeah.
And a sizable American family, the Supreme Court of the United States. And our hope is in the hearing next week, unlike Justice Kavanaugh's seat with me and others, we hope she gets.
You can talk.
So this piece, Crossroads, is actually, I did it, and it's because everyone was saying that Robert Johnson went down to the crossroads and made a pact with the devil. And actually, there are jazz and blues musicians who kept African tradition alive. I can go on half the night about the things that they kept alive, but I won't. Robert Johnson McDowell was originally a harmonica player, and he disappeared for about a year. And it said he went down to the crossroads and made offering. When he came back, he was a really good musician. He could play the guitar. And after he made that offering, he's got one of the greatest legacies because the entire Delta blues tradition and several other musicians are traced back to him. And Eshu is not the devil. Eshu is our spirit that carries our prayers from heaven to earth. He's the owner of the crossroads. And we go down to the crossroads to meet him.
Go ahead.
Meet me at the crossroads. We dreamed our sticks together at indigo midnight scenes. When Lego appears, we make prayers and palm wine. Sacrifice, yet surreptitious, to marry soul to gold, turning potential into credential. Meet me at a crossroads where enunciation is not an anachronism, no, but an analogy to live by. The riddled response to a question, a living, breathing, waking, walking wisdom revered in folk tales. The ancient answer lies with puzzling contradiction.
Went down to the crossroads. Had a little talk with Eshu. Went down to the crossroads, yeah. Had a little talk with Eshu. Said things ain't looking too good, Baba me. Tell me what I can do. Say the first thing you can do, well. Tell folk I'm not the devil, no. Say the first thing you can do, well, yeah. Tell folk I'm not the devil, no. Just so you know, the devil is the one that does the evil. Well, I know that's the truth, yeah. That's why I sang this song. Well, I know that's the truth, yeah, 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 yeah. That's where I sing this song. Well, I know you're the one tells what's right from wrong.
Meet me at the crossroads, a written letter, where heaven touches the earth, where thought and manifestation intertwine. Their aptitude and action chant prayers to ancient words, miracles to make babies a reality. Watch talent become prodigy. This practice and determination calls my inspiration as divinely generated genius becomes a finished product for all to see. Meet me at the crossroads way down in the Delta at the junction of Old Dockland Road and Highway 8, where that old blues man, Robert Johnson, cried out to Labour and invoked the glory of the city. Better yet, meet me in Clarksville, Mississippi at the intersection of Highway 61 and 49, where the earth unveils its magic, consecrated by intersections around and intent. It's our radiating the power of ritual and habitual and times. Don't be surprised when comes our whispering prayers to labor in the cold wall of midnight. Raise dedication and supplication in the shrine of African operations. Yes, each crossroads. Listen about Louis Armstrong, Bessie Smith, Nina Simone, John Lee Hooker, your beyond great grandparents too. 50 in the channel. And it's a shady imagination. Writing labor, lift your exploration and realization.
Oh, labor, Leroy, tell me now, what's your occupation, yeah? Oh, Leroy, tell me now, what's your occupation, well? Well, I stand at the crossroads, delivering your prayers from earth to heaven. Oh, labor, Leroy, yeah. How did you get such a bad name? Oh, Leroy, how did you get such a bad name? Well, the real devil worshippers needed somebody to blame. Hey, Ty, would you mute?
Meet me at the crossroads where human meets divine. Yes, where spirits gather. And don't be afraid. The only demons at midnight are echoes get down their heads. Disembodied apprehension of those who criminally coerced you and giving you back to your ancestral traditions. The wellspring of your strength. See them breathing torches and terror, burning the crossroads slowly. Your power masquerading as the effigy of their God has stolen the weak apparition of Saul. There are no deals in the devil made in this sacred space. Only dates of destiny with the ever divine Almighty God firmly smile, shining like stars in space. Meet me at the crossroads. I shake.
Oh, Papa Labor, you know I need you now. No, I've been down on my luck. Oh, Papa Labor, no, I've been down on my luck. Well, I hear you're the king of calories. Well, 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 yeah, yeah. Please, please, bring me big bucks. Well, I went down to the crossroads, yes. Had a little talk with his shoes. Well, I went down to the crossroads, yeah, 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 yeah. Had a little talk with his shoes. Said things ain't looking too good, Baba me. Well now, can you now Tell me what I can do. Yeah. Thanks, y'all.
Oh, I say, oh.
Hmm.
Crossroads for real. Forward ever, backwards never.
Where, oh, okay. I don't need to put this down. All right, give me a second. I have to put this down. It's a little tricky. Cramp for space here. So who else we got here? Anybody? What about Timothy Prolific? You got something for us, Prolific?
I do.
Cool.
Peace, y'all.
Let's
Thank you,
hear you.
Baba.
Yeah.
I have a little short story first.
Yeah.
Like many of y'all, had my own relationship with Baba Amiri. Didn't involve too many encounters, but they were highly memorable. I had the pleasure of opening for him at Hunter College and a few other spaces, and kicking it with him at the Back to Barry Poetry Club for a few hours with Mama Amina. Right around the time he had gotten that poet laureate gig, and it left a really long lasting impression on me, with many invitations to his house that I didn't take because I didn't feel worthy. And that's, been a very big shift within my life. So tonight is an answered prayer. So I'm just grateful to all of y'all and the ways that you held up this space, and that we're here lifting his name up and his legacy. The classroom that I teach in my school, I named after him, and I do my best to uphold it there. So I'm going to read a piece from my book where I mention Amiri Baraka. It's called Bloodletting, a blues in 3 parts. White folks hear the blues come out, but don't know where it comes from. Ma Rainey. Baraka said we are blues people, us, in this diaspora, us who be drumming and humming his transatlantic meditations to revisit cousins. Sure, we can't see their faces in the music, but the point of the blues is the point of faith, the evidence of things not seen but felt. We close our eyes when we hear it. Spirit. Every time I hear the crack of the whip, my blood runs cold. Maybe crackers hear heritage in the lash, the letting of leather, the spitting and splitting of tissue. The blues is a choked wail, a hidden tear, a pride suppressed, a cough dabbed into the flesh of skin in bow of arm. How is it that our pain is for sale? What is the cost of creating the first original American art form? What is the auction price? Who be bidding? Who be doing the bidding? And what coattail Uncle Toms are cool with the sale? Our pain ain't for sale. It's colonized and commodified like a pumpkin spice artisanal Jesus. You know, that motherfucker who moved in with Starbucks cup and scabbed hand and told Coquito Jesus the salsa was too loud on Graham Avenue. The blues. A song for the Yamaya imprisoned in the Starbucks logo, tail pinned over forced smile like a trophy in Teddy Roosevelt's living room. The blues. A 16-bar verse scribbled on a compostable napkin at Havana Outpost that Frohoff Black Jesus placed in his lapel pocket as a kerchief before entering the African Methodist Episcopal Church on Madison and Stuyvesant. The blues, ancestral spirit, mother of the waters, the notes of women whose hands healed wounds with whispers, tears turned rivers by men who hang from trees by the strings of their guitars. The blues, whose fruit fed churches and breakbeats, the sound of a language reclaimed in name, reclaimed in distorted memory, reclaimed in offering, reclaimed.
Yeah. Thank you, brother.
We need to reclaim the blues. Yes.
Yeah, we need to reclaim it all.
That was right on your shoulders too, Ngoma. Yeah.
Yep. Indeed. So let me see. I've been working on a few things, and let me let y'all in on this little. This toy here is can you see it good? It's a 3-string cigar box guitar. When Africans were brought here and made into slaves, they couldn't bring their instruments with them, so they kind of made whatever they could do. It just made it work, Let's see what happened. I don't know what happened. I was trying to change my thing, but anyway. So this is a 3-string cigar box guitar. It was popular around 1835, and a lot of folk music and blues and whatnot has resurface. So you might go to a so-called blues spot, and it'd be full of people with no melanin, and you'd be like, "What the hell happened?" You know. So. Try not to make too much noise. I see Razo Salafo is back. He could be next. Didn't come on a Mayflower. Came on a good ship, Jesus. Amistad, Matilda, Henrietta Marie, chain bound and shackled from Gory till Amina Castle. Copper and tobacco, copper and Manila. You ain't paid your dues. You ain't paid your dues. You ain't paid your dues to sing my blues. Well, sing my blues. Stopped on Ebo Landing, tried to walk on water. I'm a runaway, I'm a renegade, I'm a son of a dusty daughter. You ain't paid your dues. You ain't paid your dues. You ain't paid your dues to sing my blues. Well, sing my blues. Denmark, Vesey, and Charleston, Nanny of the Maroons, Nat Turner and John Brown, Harriet Tubman, freedom bound. You ain't paid your dues. You ain't paid your dues. You ain't paid your dues. Well, to sing my blues, well, sing my blues. Work from sun up to sundown. Black babies sold by the pound. Ancestors buried in hallowed ground. You ain't paid your dues. Whole world seemed like a big plantation. I'm just trying to get my reparations, cause you ain't paid your dues. You ain't paid your dues. You ain't paid your dues to sing my blues, sing my blues. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, a little something, something. Razo Sajafo, you ready, boss?
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, we're gonna hear from Razo Sajafo.
Yes, I am. You all hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
You know what it feels like? This feel like being at one of Sam Anderson Noble reading back in the day.
Okay.
And
Long time ago. Good
you're on the
stuff.
open mic, and you're on the open mic, and you're like praying, please, you know, get me on before Amiri or Sonia Sanchez walk in, because once they walk in, you know, open mic. Yo, this is beautiful. I'm gonna read a quote by Amiri, and I think this is what's going on here tonight. He said, "We have a responsibility to carry the fire, be it in our stomach or on the end of a torch." Love that. That's what we're doing here tonight. I have the great opportunity of, you know, opening, you know, working with him a couple of times, and I think this piece of poem that I'm going to do caught his attention, because after I finished reading this piece at the New Rican, he came over to me and he started to tell me stories about traveling through Europe with Linton Kwesi Johnson and Uku Unora, and I believe Ngoma, you were on that tour also, you know, and I believe it was the poem that caught his attention. And it was one of the things I love about him. It's like when you go to try to, you know, lift him up as his hero, no, he spin it around on you, you know, and somehow put you in the spotlight. And I always respect him for that. You know, that was this piece is titled "Licking Shot After Babylon." Them say me advocate race and terrorism, because me say me come here to come destroy this wicked, evil, devilish, white capitalist system. So now them a shiver because me attack the truth, so that the original man come from African roots. And show me expose them evil empire, and show me people say my thief and liar. Them want me dead. Even some of my own black people that try to get the bounty what they put on my head. But yeah, do I walk through these concrete jungles in the shadow of that death? Me not fear them threat, because me a walking on the most high. God Jehovah Rastafari footstep. Me say me survive the trip of the good ship. Jesus crossed the ocean. Live to endure the punishment of them Ku Klux Klan. Walk off them plantation. Walk off them plantation. Survive. All right, nigga, that one. All right. So that piece is what was right in the middle of that's my signature piece, you know. And if you know who Okunora is a Jamaican dub poet.
Yeah.
Considered the father of dub poetry.
Indeed.
He's our modern day Robin Hood. He was to steal the government raw material and give it to the people. So can you imagine a tour? And Ngoma is on this tour through Europe. I would have loved to be on that one. You know, Amiri Baraka, Linton Kwesi Johnson, and Uku Unora. All right.
Ooh.
So thank you for doing this. And I heard some good stuff through, you know. So I'm gonna do this piece cycle. This I can hear the words of the Rasta man sing, oh children. Babylon, you true, Babylon, you true. Each of the one with the whitewash the power of the word sound that come forth from our lips. Because speaking the truth in deeds is like you and the tongue to split our own wrists. But we will not be afraid of even doers, play haters of venture capitalists, branding us as terrorists, because ever since we came out of our mother's womb, we have been blacklisted by beings who are still trying to hold us down in bondage on this celestial spaceship. And we know that it's not just because our skin bear the reflection of the dark cosmic. It is a fear that one day we will cause this economic dam to break and turn this planet into a free-for-all fishing lake. It is a fear that one day the power of the word soul will cause 0.10 catastrophic earthquake, revealing secret spell closet full of dead bones and red tape that these demons have been using to keep us from breaking through the Babylonian gate, because they don't want us to live in a world without them oppressive rule and control, a world where human beings are more valuable than opium, oil, diamond, and gold. But Mr. Them can't stop the vibration of this divine word sound, because we are more than fiber optic cables carrying poetic echoes on the ground. We are the forces that tried Moses when he rolled upon Pharaoh shouting, "Dirty bumper clap boy, better let my people go." We are the voices of John the Baptist crying in today's wilderness, and wherever there's a microphone and a stage on this planet, like lost souls seeking salvation, we will find it and use it like Yeshua Christus, better known as Jesus, to baptize this world with fire, heal the sick, raise the dead, and send demonic fixers around themselves in the nearest river. Because like Mr. Dark said, this shit is going to hurt, because that's how karma work. What do you think these mergers, bankruptcy, scandal, and them Ben Bernanke Federal Control this session is all about. If every day the bucket go well, trust me, one day the blood clot bottom I got drop out. One day the blood clot bottom I got drop out. Bless him.
Yeah. Indeed, indeed.
Crazy.
Sure. So we're winding up, but I know you want to know what I'm doing now. Can you turn this off? Yeah, so I've been working on this series of poems called Corona Chronicles. So I'm gonna let y'all in on a little bit of it, before we get off. This is called Pestilence. This ain't the first pestilence. The Holy Bible even gave warning. It may not be the last. It's another chapter, payment of karmic debt, a time to look at all the history you want me to forget. But the statues of Confederacy are still standing on my chest, and the knee of killer cops remain on my neck. And I'm trying to figure out why we ain't figured out that we're standing at the crossroads at the intersection of Corona Boulevard, Gun Avenue, and Killer Cops. So tell Becky, don't throw a Karen. The pimple of poverty is about to burst, and it's going to take more than skin cream. This acne been building since the good ship Jesus. Everything is everything, and all things are connected. Seems like the septic tank of life is backed up, while the resident in the White House continues to play golf in some altered state of reality, blind to the fact that the truth in bold yellow letters has been painted on the avenue of his luxury building, telling the whole world that Black Lives Matter. So I'll be fanning flames. I got no tears left. There's a knee, a chokehold, 41 shots, a plunger, a hangman's noose, a new lunch hour blues. Death repetitively comes in circles like a hamster's wheel, over and over, and it's past time for it to stop, as there are tanks on the boulevards of America, police cars on fire. It's 2020 and 20 fake dollars and a knee on the neck of democracy, plus a pandemic got the world in the streets when the politicians say there's no profit in a lockdown. So we gamble with death until the forced vaccination is ready. Everybody will be glad to take it, but I remember Jonestown, Dachau, and Tuskegee, Rwanda, and the Trail of Tears. I know what genocide looks like, so don't think I'm not happy to see y'all. But this conversation been going on since 1619. Where the hell you been anyhow? I guess a few weeks of burning and looting finally got your attention, but we need much more than the U.S. Congress taking the knee wearing kente, although now it's a part of the pageant and everybody's got a role to play. Malcolm said, by any means necessary. We're riding this freedom train till the wheels fall off. So get in where you fit in, because there'll be no peace without justice. The resident in the White House is hiding out on a bunker in the basement, building walls in Chocolate City, not Mexico, as we stand at the crossroads, begging Elegba not to trick us, and as we pray for Ogun with his machete and Oya to blow the winds of change. So that's a little bit from the Corona Chronicles.
Hey.
And so we rock like that. I see D.
Got a chick over there want to get on with 911.
Yeah, it's a sister named D. Collin that's on here. I've been trying to get her attention and see if she wants to spit. I don't know. If you hear me and you want to do something, let's do it. Okay, I guess not. So look here. We've been doing this for about 3 hours now. We tried to come on at 7:30. We probably got it together about 7:45 or so. I know some people wanted to see it on Facebook Live, but I couldn't deal with the tech thing, whatever. So it's taped. Now I'll play it a little bit later, and somebody else. D. Collin, you gonna spit for me?
Yeah.
Hold up. We got D. Collin all the way from upstate. Doing a little something. Got a little series that come on Mondays too. You need to check her out. She'll tell you about it.
Yeah, it's Poetic Vibe. It's every Monday. I've been really blessed just to listen to everyone spit poems and to share their memories of Amiri Baraka. I never got to meet him. The only memory I have really, closest I think, is that there's this place in Troy where I live called the Sanctuary for Independent Media. And I've performed on that stage a number of different times, and I've done workshops in that space. And I remember the year that he passed, they had an event there, and they do a lot of performances. People come in, they do media, and they put all of that on YouTube and on their website. And they had Amiri Baraka performing on the screen, and he was one of the people that I wanted to meet for a long time. And I was like, wait, he performed here? And so I could have met him had I known that he had performed in that space. But I performed that night, and I like to think that his spirit was in the building. So you kind of put me on the spot.
Sorry
But
about that.
because I have love for you, Baba Ngoma, I'm gonna do this poem. So just if y'all have, just be
Trying
patient with me real
to
quick.
make sure all the dope poets get a little something, A little
Thank you.
turn. Yeah. I
Thank
see
you.
Monique Jarvis on here too. She's a badass poet, but I ain't heard her in about 10 years. But if you got something you want to do, let me know, holla. Okay, Dick. Sorry.
I wanna if somebody else can go and I could find this piece.
Walk through life.
Hey,
Beautiful more than anything. Stand in the sunlight. Walk through life. Love all the things that make you strong. You have brothers, you love each other, change up and look at the world now. It's ours, take it slow. We've a long time and a long way to go. Walk on out through sunlight, life, and know we're on the go for love to open our lives, to walk, tasting the sunshine of life. That's Amiri Baraka from somewhere like around 1968, 69, yeah. We used to say that as a pledge. I used to teach in the African Free School that was a part of our organization. And that was the pledge that the kids used to say every morning when we begin the day, instead of the pledge of allegiance to the United States, we would do. That poem is called Answers in Progress. What's up, D? You ready?
yep, I'm ready.
Okay, let's do this.
All right. I'm doing this poem. This is a challenge that Qualo started. I think they scared of us challenge.
Yeah.
And I'm doing this poem because I think Qualo is still here. And it's been a minute since I've heard Qualo spit poems, so I figure I'll do this poem. I think they're scared of us, yeah. I think they're scared of us. Or maybe they're scared of the word black whenever it comes before the word power, or whenever it comes before the word beauty, or whenever it comes before the words lives matter, because they've never had a problem with the word power, to exercise dominance over another, to render white supremacy woven through the fabric of this land. Power be a trip they never return from and wonder why we don't feel like we on vacation. They never had a problem with the word beauty, long as lily white, fair skin remained part of our colonial mentality, decided that beauty standards could only adhere to white, and finally, let's give them a little of what they want so they could feel good too. I mean, so they could shut up about not being included in the spectrum of beauty. But to love ourselves and the gloriousness of our blackness is a radical act, because they never thought it possible, but we made it so. And let me tell you how they never had a problem with the word life. Hell, it's in the Declaration of Independence. Seems to me life has always mattered in America, just not for everyone. They said we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights, but among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But what they really meant was, we hold these truths to be self-serving, that only some are created equal, that they are endowed by their creator with certain dismissible rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Found those bootstraps they talk about so liberally. Don't even know what a bootstrap looks like, but I know when I see hurdles in the road. I know what the word nigger from a twisted mouth sounds like against my ear. I know when I see a black body fall to the ground. I know they scared of what I'll do when I see it, when I taste the strength of my own power, or when I gaze on all that beauty in my ancestral bones, or when my lips fixed to say I matter. I think they scared like when Haiti defeated France and slaveholders didn't want the news to reach their own slaves, lest they get inspired to coup tete and boule kai right here in these United States too.
Yeah.
They've been scared of the power of our minds, been teaching revisionist history 101, then get mad when we learn the truth. Ask me how. Ask me how does one pave the ocean floor, and I will point you to the sunken monuments of the Atlantic. Ask me how this country was founded, and I will show you a Black person's teeth in George Washington's mouth.
What?
I think they're scared of us learning the truth. I think they're scared of what we'll do with the truth, hold it against their artifacts and symbols until their comfort crumples. Tell me, when a statue falls in the distance, will anyone hear it cry? Does it hold the same ache as a southern tree?
Yeah, give some love for D. Collins. Yes,
Thank
indeed. Yes,
you.
indeed. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So Monique said she got us scared of us spoon too. You got it ready for us, babe?
Yes, and Ngoma, I do. Thank you for the opportunity. I really
Cool.
do. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, you're right. I kind of been off the scene. I work for the youth arts organization and been spending a lot of my time in the South Bronx kind of doing that. But my peoples, more important than my poem, I just want to share that this has been like one hell of a healing night. Like all of your vibes and the energy just to be in the space and celebrating our ancestor. It's just an honor. And it's like your energy is just fire. It's just beautiful to be in this space. So blessings. I see you, Mariposa. Blessings to you, sister. I see you. All right. This is a little something. This is like a little re-entry. I kind of laid my pen down because if I could do what we always do, which is offer all kinds of disclaimers and conversations before we spit our piece. But like, I had put down my pen because I started to feel like our words were paper bullets. I lost my focus.
Mm.
Yeah. So what I was afraid if I kept picking up my pen, I was going to pick up another weapon because it felt like the pen wasn't doing enough.
Ooh.
So I had to self-regulate and put my passion and my desire somewhere else so that I could stay a free person, or at least the assimilation of a free person.
Well, you know, culture is our weapon.
Yes, sir. Yes, Baba. I hear you.
All right.
That's why I'm trying to be in these spaces now so I can kind of like raise my spirit back up.
Welcome.
I think they're scared of us. Oh. I think they're scared of us. They know they're running out of time, about to lose their damn mind. Why are you so scared of us? Isn't it you who inherited the peculiar act of playing God with your state-sanctioned race-baiting, life-thieving, manifest destiny, militarized firing squads? Why are you scared of us? Isn't it you who's the benefactor of this self-appointed, tragically weaponized white supremacy? It's you who ensured the noose inherited the gun while we inherited run, nigga, run, nigga, run, nigga, run. But you're scared of us. You have made me an unwitting spectator, we an unwilling witness, us a terrorized observer of the spilled blood of Black babies, Black children.
I lost it.
Black bodies, the sea of Black blood you've bled, and somehow you find it appropriate to wed your fear to these, your many deathbeds. I think you're scared of us. Yes, I do think you're scared, but honestly, and Qualo, no shade to this challenge, they're not scared of us. They're scared because the demon that's been possessing their ass for the last 500 years, dragging our reality through their psychotic fictive concept of race and its racial savagery, just woke up in the 21st century only to realize we are not your Negroes. You cannot be scared of us because in your reality, we do not exist. You don't imprison us, you imprison your imagination, which leaves you with a terrifying proposition. If we are not your Negroes, you vampires, beastly, savage motherfuckers, if we are not your Negroes, then who the fuck are you? Who are you? You don't hate the black man. I think you know deep down he is a work of pure genius and a marvel to behold. You don't loathe the black woman. I think you know deep down she is the personification of pure, uncut magic unraveled. You don't hate the black child. For deep down, you know she is the walking sun, the hope and dream of those you enslaved, and like the sun, she continues to rise. You're scared of yourself. Because you know even you cannot outrun your past. If anything, the 21st century is teaching you. Historical amnesia is not on the agenda when Floyd's soul soared across the collective conscience of this world, like so many before him. You lost the power to sanitize your intentions as a means of diminishing their genocidal invention. If the cost of your inherited white privilege and all its freedoms were a bounty on your head, weighted with all the black and indigenous souls you bled, we'd be excavating your remains. And you'd be no more than a museum relic. But we don't walk around weighted with that hatred because like you, we know that one day you're gonna meet your maker. I think you're scared of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was dope. That was dope. Well, everybody, thank y'all for being a part of this experience.
You want to let Nzinga close with 911?
Oh, yeah, she's ready. I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Do it. Do it.
All
Just
right.
do it. Do it. Just do it.
All right. Quick question. Is there any background echoing? Do you hear any echo?
Well, if I talk, there's an echo from this other computer, but otherwise I'll be quiet.
All right.
In fact, I'm muting myself.
Okay. They say it's some terrorist, some barbaric Arab in Afghanistan. It wasn't our American terrorists. It wasn't the Klan or the skinheads or the them that blows up nigger churches or reincarnates us on death row. It wasn't Trent Lott or David Duke or Giuliani or Shunla Helms retiring. It wasn't the gonorrhea in costume, the white sheet diseases that have murdered black people, terrorized reason and sanity, most of humanity as they pleases. They say, who do the saying, who is them paying, who tell the lies, who in disguise, who had the slaves, who got the bucks out the bucks, who got fat from plantations, who genocided Indians, tried to waste the black nation, who live on Wall Street, the first plantation, who cut your nuts off, who raped your ma, who lynched your pa, who got the tar, who got the feathers, who had the match, who set the fires, who killed and hired, who say they God and still be the devil, who the biggest only, who the most goodest, who do Jesus resemble, who created everything, who the smartest, who the greatest, who the richest, who say you ugly and they the good lookingest, who define art, who defines science, Who made the bombs? Who made the guns? Who bought the slaves? Who sold them? Who called you them names? Who say Dama wasn't insane? Who stole Puerto Rico? Who stole the Indies, the Philippines, Manhattan, Australia, and the Hebrides? Who forced opium on the Chinese? Who owned them buildings? Who got the money? Who think you funny? Who locked you up? Who owned the papers? Who owned the slave ship? Who run the army? Who the fake president? Who the ruler? Who the banker? Who owned the mind? Who twist your mind? Who got bread? Who need peace? Who you think need war? Who own the oil, who do no toil, who own the soil, who is not a nigger, who is so great, ain't nobody bigger, who own this city, who own the air, who own the water, who own your crib, who rob and steal and cheat and murder and make lies the truth, who call you uncouth, who live in the biggest house, who do the biggest crime, who go on vacation anytime, who killed the most niggas, who killed the most Jews, who killed the most Italians, who killed the most Irish, who killed the most Africans, who killed the most Japanese, who killed the most Latinos, who own the ocean, who own the airplanes, who own the malls, the television, the radio, who own what ain't even known to be owned, who own the owners that ain't the real owners, who own the suburbs, who suck the cities, who make the laws, who made Bush president, who made Trump president, who believe the Confederate flag need to be flying, who talk about democracy and be lying, who the beasts in Revelations, who 666, who know who decide, Jesus get crucified, who the devil on the real side, who got rich from Armenian genocide, who the biggest terrorists, who changed the Bible, who killed the most people, who do the most evil, who don't worry about survival, who have the colonies, who stole the most land, who ruled the world, who say they good but only do evil, who the biggest executioner, who own the oil, who want more oil, who told you what you think the lady you found out a lie, who found Bin Laden, maybe they Satan, who paid the CIA, who knew the bomb was gonna blow, who knew why the terrorists learned to fly in Florida, San Diego, who know why 5 Israelis was filming the explosion and cracking their sides at the notion, who need fossil fuel when the sun ain't going nowhere, who make the credit cards, who get the biggest tax cut, who walked out the conference against racism, who killed Malcolm, Kennedy, and his brother, who killed Dr. King, who would want such a thing? Are they linked to the murder of Lincoln? Who invaded Grenada? Who made money from apartheid? Who keep the Irish a colony? Who overthrew Chile and Chile and Nicaragua later? Who killed David Sabiko, Chris Hani, the same ones who killed Biko, Cabral, Neruda, Allende, Che Guevara, Sandino? Who killed Kabila? The ones who wasted Lumumba, Mondlane, Betty Shabazz died, Princess died, Ralph Featherstone, Little Bobby, who locked up Mandela, Daruba, Geronimo, Assata, Mumia, Garvey, Dashiell Hammett, Alpheus Hutton, who killed Huey Newton, Fred Hampton, Medgar Evers, Mikey Smith, Walter Rodney? Was it the ones who tried to poison Fidel, who tried to keep the Vietnamese oppressed, who put a price on Lenin's head, who put the Jews in ovens, and who helped them do it? Who said America first and okayed the yellow stars? Who killed Rosa Luxemburg, Liebknecht, and who murdered the Rosenbergs and all the good people iced, tortured, assassinated, vanished? Who got rich from Algeria, Libya, Haiti, Iran, Iraq, Saudi, Kuwait, Lebanon, Syria, Egypt, Jordan, Palestine? Who cut off people's hands in the Congo? Who invented AIDS? Who put the germs in the Indians' blankets? Who thought up the Trail of Tears? Who blew up the Maine? Who started the Spanish-American War? Who got Sharon back in power? Who backed Batista, Hitler, Bilbo, Chiang Kai-shek? Who decided affirmative action had to go? Reconstruction, the New Deal, the New Frontier, the Great Society? Who do Thomas Clarence work for? Who do come out of the colon's mouth? Who know what kind of skeezer is Condoleezza? Who paid Connolly to be a wooden Negro? Who give genius awards to Homo locus subsidiary? Who overthrew Nkrumah, Bishop? Who poisoned Robeson? Who tried to put Dubois in jail? Who framed Rap Jamal Al-Amin? Who framed the Rosenbergs, Garvey, the Scottsboro Boys, the Hollywood 10? Who set the Reichstag fire? Who knew? Who knew? Who knew the World Trade Center was gonna get bombed? Who told 4,000 Israeli workers at the Twin Towers to stay home that day? Who? Why did Sharon stay away? Who? Explosion of owl, the newspapers say. The devil face CD be seen. Who make money from war? Who make dough from fear and lies? Who make the world like it is? Who want the world to be ruled by imperialism and national oppression and terror, violence and hunger and poverty? Who is the ruler of hell? Who is the most powerful? Who you know ever seen God? But everybody's seen the devil. Everybody done seen the devil. Like an owl exploding in your life and your brand and yourself. Like an owl who know the devil all night, all day. If you listen, like an owl exploding in fire. We hear the questions rise in terrible flame, like the whistle of a crazy dog, like the acid vomit of the fire of hell. Who and who and who
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Way to close. Good way to close.
That's legit. That's legit. Can everybody see this cover here?
Yes.
All right. Well, this
Oh my God.
I did this cover. I worked for Jihad Productions as a part of the Committee for a Unified Newark with Amiri Baraka, and I did graphics. I did music. I did poetry. I did theater. I taught a class in African Free School, and we put this out. It was in 1972. I did this cover, and although I love that poem 9/11. This is the first poem that I fell in love with that Amiri did, and I'm gonna end with it. It's called "Deranged Gut Bucket Pig Tongue Clabber Heart." Deranged gut bucket pig tongue clabber heart beats now from misshaped by the beating on the outside, misshaped and beat from outside, misshaped and beat by everything which is God, Ra, everything. To keep from naming all the names there are which is God, O Batala, Ra, Allah. To keep from using up all the no time and no space and space. To keep them that say they got Allah, everything, all things together that beats the nigga, that beats him. Everything is magnetized to keep him locked to the ground. The pain of final evolution when we will change, some to gods, some to ashes, some through horror, some through ecstasy, by pollution, wildistically we will become what we are inside, moving to be. Cracker, you may be wood, and fire is what you need to change your wooden ways. Nigga, you might be fire and need to burn some wood to live real bright and strong like you should. But maybe you would too. Nigga slick butt turned around, blonde twist on your ass, and here you are being wood instead of something good. Well, you get burned too. Or if you fire and won't burn wood, you might just burn yourself, burn more fire. Just eat fire, eat fire, eat fire till you burn out. 'Cause everything can burn fire out. Everything can beat fire. Everything can beat fire's ass. 'Cause Allah be beaten, be beaten, be beaten. 'Cause all the room be beating your ass all the time. Burning and burning you. Allah be beaten, all the room he be beaten. No Batala be beating your ass. All the room be beaten and Allah be beaten, beaten. No Batala be beaten and burning. He be all, they all be all beaten. All be beaten. Allah, all the room, Ra, Batala. They all be beating you, nigga. They all be beating your ass till you change. So anyway, that's 1972, Amiri Baraka. Some of y'all wasn't even born yet, right? So I just had to drop that one in there on now. So it's really great to see all of y'all. I'm really glad people showed up, and we might do something like this again sometime soon. I don't know how soon or whatever. But keep posted, and we'll see what we can do. But I thank all of y'all for participating. I thank y'all that just stayed to listen. Thank you for listening. And I'd like to thank Jessica Care Moore for what she did in helping me to put this together. And I'm sorry I couldn't get the technical part together for it to be on Facebook, but we'll try to share the video, and that's what's up. So y'all take care.
Hey, wait, no. Wait, before we leave.
Yeah.
Can we first give some love to Baba for doing this? He won't take credit. That's not his style. So let's give him the credit. Thank you very much. I'm sure Amiri is smiling and talking shit.
Thank
with a beard
you.
somewhere.
Ngoma.
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 Thank you. Gratitude, Baba.
Thank you and
Thank you,
Ngoma. That was
Thank y'all. I couldn't do it without y'all.
Thank you and Ngoma.
Thank you.
That's right.
Thank you.
Love you all.
Long live Amiri.
Long live
Love and
Amiri.
Ngoma.
Analysis, you better call me tomorrow.
All right, y'all. Good night.
Good night. All power to the
Everybody.
people.
Power, baby. All
Adelante.
power.
All power to the
Corporate.
people. Yes, yes.
Good night, Jess.
Peace, all. A luta continua.
Ross, later, boss, man. Yo, good seeing you, Ross Moshe. Oh, wait.
Okay.
You're all right, man.
Thank you, Ngoma. You're amazing.
Thank you, Jessica. You were so dope, as always.
I love you. I love you. And Zinga, I miss you.
I love you. I miss you. I love you too.
I haven't seen you in, I don't know, 15 years or something crazy, maybe 20.
I love you, sis. I miss you too. We'll
So
see each other soon.
get my number from somebody.
We'll see each other soon. We will.
Yeah. Ngoma has my number.
All right, my love.
Okay,
I'm a log off. Have a good night.
Okay.
Much love.
Peace.